In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to feel like time is slipping through our fingers. Each day can become a blur of endless tasks, distractions, and commitments that leave us feeling exhausted but unfulfilled. We rush from one activity to the next, trying to juggle work, relationships, and personal goals. Yet at the end of the day, we often find ourselves wondering, where did the time go? Life has a way of pulling us in many directions, making it difficult to focus on what truly matters. We get caught up in the noise of everyday life, social media, work emails, the latest TV shows, without realizing how much of our precious time is being wasted on things that don't bring us real joy or fulfillment. The constant barrage of information and demands can lead to a sense of overwhelm, where we feel like we're always busy, but never actually moving forward. Have you ever looked back at a week, a month, or even a year, and realized that despite all the activity, you haven't made any real progress on the things that are most important to you? It's a frustrating feeling, knowing that despite all your efforts, you're still stuck in the same place, dealing with the same problems, and chasing the same unfulfilled dreams. The sense of wasting time, of not living up to your potential, can weigh heavily on your heart and mind. But what if it didn't have to be this way? What if you could take control of your time, your energy, and your life, and focus them on what truly matters? What if you could eliminate the distractions, the unnecessary obligations, and the mental clutter that hold you back, and instead live each day with purpose, clarity, and peace? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a powerful way to do just that. Stoicism teaches us how to live a life of purpose, where our actions align with our values and where we find contentment not in external success, but in the peace that comes from living true to ourselves. It shows us how to focus on what we can control, let go of what we cannot, and cultivate a mindset that allows us to face life's challenges with resilience and grace. Imagine waking up each day with a clear sense of direction, knowing exactly what you need to do to move closer to your goals. Imagine being able to stay calm and focused, even in the midst of chaos, because you know how to filter out the noise and concentrate on what really matters. Imagine having the confidence to say no to the things that drain your energy and yes to the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. This is the power of Stoicism. Stoicism is not about suppressing your emotions or becoming indifferent to the world around you. On the contrary, it's about learning how to manage your emotions, how to respond to life's ups and downs with wisdom and composure, and how to find true happiness by living in harmony with your inner values. It's about understanding that while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond, and that response can make all the difference. When we waste our time on things that don't matter, we waste our lives. Every moment spent worrying about the future, dwelling on the past, or chasing after things that don't bring us true happiness is a moment lost. But by embracing the principles of Stoicism, you can learn to make the most of every moment, to focus your energy on what truly matters, and to live a life that is rich in meaning and purpose. This journey won't always be easy. It requires a willingness to look honestly at your life, to identify the areas where you're wasting time and energy, and to make the necessary changes. It requires discipline, self-reflection, and a commitment to living according to your values, even when it's difficult. But the rewards are more than worth it. By clearing away the distractions and focusing on what really matters, you can unlock a deeper sense of fulfillment, peace, and joy. You are capable of more than you realize. You have the power to shape your life, to make choices that align with your true self, and to create a future that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. The path may be challenging, but it is also incredibly rewarding. Each step you take towards eliminating the waste in your life is a step towards living with greater clarity, purpose, and peace. So, where do you start? It begins with a shift in mindset, a willingness to embrace a new way of thinking and living. It begins with the decision to no longer let your time, energy, and life be dictated by external forces, but to take control and focus on what truly matters. It begins with the understanding that you have the power to change your life, one moment, one choice at a time. As you embark on this journey, remember that you are not alone. Many have walked this path before you, drawing on the wisdom of Stoicism to guide them through life's challenges and to help them focus on what truly matters. The principles of Stoicism have stood the test of time because they speak to the core of what it means to live a good life, one that is true to yourself, free from unnecessary distractions, and rich in purpose and meaning. You have within you the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to make this journey. The road ahead may be filled with challenges, but it is also filled with opportunities for growth, transformation, and fulfillment. Every moment is an opportunity to make a choice that brings you closer to the life you truly want to live. Take a deep breath and let go of the things that no longer serve you. Embrace the clarity and peace that comes from living with purpose. Focus on what truly matters and let everything else fall away. This is your life, and you have the power to make it everything you want it to be. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to start. The perfect moment is now. The journey to a life of purpose, clarity, and fulfillment begins with a single step. Are you ready to take it? Let's get started. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast field, the horizon stretching out endlessly before you. In your hand, you hold a single fragile hourglass, each grain of sand representing a moment in your life. As you watch the sand slip through the narrow neck of the glass, it dawns on you. Once these grains fall, they're gone forever. There's no turning the hourglass back, no reclaiming the moments that have slipped away unnoticed, unappreciated, wasted. This is the reality we all face, whether we acknowledge it or not. Time, our most precious resource, is slipping through our fingers. Yet, so often, we find ourselves squandering it, not on things that bring us closer to our true selves, but on distractions, trivial pursuits, and fleeting pleasures that leave us feeling empty. The modern world is full of endless diversions, smartphones that buzz with notifications, social media feeds that beg for our attention, endless to-do lists that never seem to get shorter. And in the midst of all this noise, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters. But what if we could change that? What if, instead of letting our time slip away unnoticed, we could take hold of it, cherish it, and use it to build a life that is rich in meaning and purpose? This is where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism comes in. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied. It is a way of life, a practical guide that teaches us how to live each day with intention, how to focus on what truly matters, and how to eliminate the waste that keeps us from living fully. The Stoics understood that our time on this earth is limited and that we must use it wisely. They believed that a life well lived is one in which every moment is dedicated to the pursuit of virtue, wisdom, and inner peace. This doesn't mean living a life devoid of pleasure or joy. In fact, quite the opposite. It means finding joy in the simple things, in the quiet moments, and in the knowledge that we are living in accordance with our true values. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that we must focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This simple yet profound principle can help us cut through the noise and focus on what truly matters. When we stop wasting our time on things that are beyond our control, whether it's the opinions of others, the outcome of events, or the passage of time itself, we free ourselves to focus on the things that we can control: our actions, our thoughts, and our responses to the world around us. But how do we begin to apply these principles to our everyday lives? How do we stop wasting time and start living with purpose? It begins with a shift in perspective, a willingness to look at our lives honestly and identify the areas where we are wasting time, energy, and attention. It requires us to take stock of our habits, our routines, and our thought patterns, and to make conscious choices about where we direct our focus. The first step is to recognize the habits that keep us trapped in a cycle of wasted time. These habits are often subtle, ingrained in our daily routines, and reinforced by the culture around us. They may include things like mindlessly scrolling through social media, saying yes to every request for our time, or procrastinating on tasks that require our attention. These habits may seem harmless, but over time they add up, draining our energy and leaving us with little to show for our efforts. To break free from these habits, we must become more mindful of how we spend our time. This means taking a step back from the constant busyness of life and asking ourselves, is this activity bringing me closer to my goals, my values, and my true self? If the answer is no, then it may be time to let it go. This doesn't mean cutting out all pleasures or distractions. After all, life is meant to be enjoyed. But it does mean being more selective about where we invest our time and energy. One of the most powerful tools in the Stoics' arsenal is the practice of memento mori, or the reminder of death. This may sound morbid, but in reality, it is a deeply life-affirming practice. By reminding ourselves that our time is limited, we can bring greater focus and urgency to the things that matter most. When we contemplate our mortality, we are reminded that we do not have endless time to waste, and that each moment is an opportunity to live fully and meaningfully. Another key principle of Stoicism is the idea of living in accordance with nature. For the Stoics, this meant aligning our actions and desires with the natural order of the world. In practical terms, this means accepting the things we cannot change and focusing our efforts on the things we can. When we resist the natural flow of life, by trying to control the uncontrollable, or by wasting time on things that are not aligned with our true values, we create unnecessary stress and frustration. But when we embrace the natural order of things, we find peace and contentment. To live in accordance with nature is to live simply, to focus on the essentials, and to let go of the excess. This doesn't mean living a life of deprivation, but rather a life of clarity and focus. When we strip away the distractions, the noise and the clutter, we can see more clearly what truly matters. We can devote our time and energy to the things that bring us true fulfillment, whether that's our relationships, our work, our passions, or our personal growth. A key part of this process is learning to say no. In a world that constantly demands our attention, it can be difficult to set boundaries and protect our time. But if we want to stop wasting time, we must learn to say no to the things that do not serve our higher purpose. This may mean saying no to social obligations that drain our energy, to projects that do not align with our values, or to habits that keep us stuck in a cycle of procrastination. Saying no is not about being selfish or unkind. It's about being intentional with our time and energy. It's about recognizing that our time is limited and that we must use it wisely. When we say no to the things that do not matter, we free up space for the things that do. We create room for the activities, relationships, and pursuits that bring us joy, fulfillment, and growth. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, of paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and actions without judgment. When we are mindful, we are more aware of how we are spending our time, and we can make more conscious choices about where to direct our focus. Mindfulness allows us to catch ourselves when we are slipping into time-wasting habits and to gently redirect our attention to the things that matter most. Mindfulness also helps us to stay grounded in the present moment, rather than getting lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future. The Stoics believed that the present moment is the only time we truly have, and that by focusing on the here and now, we can live more fully and meaningfully. When we are mindful, we can appreciate the beauty of each moment, rather than letting it slip away unnoticed. A practical way to cultivate mindfulness is through the practice of journaling. The Stoics were avid journalers, and they used this practice as a way to reflect on their thoughts, actions, and progress. By writing down our thoughts and experiences, we can gain greater clarity and insight into how we are spending our time. Journaling allows us to track our progress, to identify patterns of behavior that may be holding us back, and to make more intentional choices about where to direct our energy. In addition to journaling, the Stoics also practiced daily reflection. At the end of each day, they would take a few moments to review their actions, to consider what they had done well, and to identify areas where they could improve. This practice of reflection helps us to stay on track, to hold ourselves accountable, and to make continuous progress towards our goals. One of the most important aspects of Stoicism is the idea of focusing on what we can control. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control external events, we can control our thoughts, actions, and responses. By focusing on what we can control, we can free ourselves from the frustration and anxiety that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. This principle is particularly powerful when it comes to managing our time. So often, we waste time worrying about things that are beyond our control, whether it's the outcome of a situation, the opinions of others, or the passage of time itself. But when we shift our focus to the things that we can control, our actions, our thoughts, and our responses, we can take charge of our time and use it more effectively. To focus on what we can control is to take responsibility for our lives. It is to recognize that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. This shift in perspective allows us to let go of the things that do not serve us and to direct our time and energy towards the things that do. A practical way to apply this principle is through the practice of prioritization. By prioritizing the things that matter most, we can ensure that our time is spent on the things that bring us closer to our goals and values. This may mean setting clear goals, breaking them down into manageable tasks, and focusing on the most important tasks first. It may also mean letting go of tasks and commitments that are not aligned with our priorities, and learning to say no to the things that do not serve our higher purpose. Another key principle of Stoicism is the idea of detachment. The Stoics believed that we should strive to be detached from external outcomes and to focus instead on our internal state of mind. This doesn't mean being indifferent or uncaring. Rather, it means recognizing that our happiness and fulfillment do not depend on external circumstances, but on our own thoughts and actions. Detachment is particularly important when it comes to managing our time. So often, we waste time and energy chasing after things that are beyond our control, whether it's success, approval, or material possessions. But when we detach from these external outcomes, we free ourselves to focus on the things that truly matter: our values, our relationships, and our personal growth. To practice detachment is to let go of the need for constant validation, recognition, and success. It is to recognize that our worth is not determined by external achievements, but by our inner character and integrity. When we detach from external outcomes, we can live more authentically, more peacefully, and more purposefully. A practical way to cultivate detachment is through the practice of gratitude. The Stoics believed that by focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can cultivate a sense of contentment and peace. Gratitude allows us to appreciate the simple pleasures of life and to find joy in the present moment, rather than constantly striving for more. Gratitude also helps us to stay grounded in the present, rather than getting caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. When we are grateful for what we have, we are less likely to waste time and energy chasing after things that do not bring us true happiness. Instead, we can focus on the things that truly matter: our relationships, our passions, and our personal growth. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the practice of simplicity. The Stoics believed that a simple life is a happy life, and that by focusing on the essentials, we can free ourselves from the distractions and excess that keep us from living fully. Simplicity allows us to strip away the noise and clutter of modern life, and to focus on the things that bring us true joy and fulfillment. To live simply is to focus on quality over quantity, to prioritize our relationships and personal growth over material possessions, and to find contentment in the present moment. Simplicity allows us to free up time and energy for the things that truly matter, and to let go of the things that do not. A practical way to cultivate simplicity is through the practice of minimalism. By decluttering our physical and mental spaces, we can create room for the things that bring us joy and fulfillment. This may mean letting go of possessions that no longer serve us, simplifying our routines, and focusing on the things that bring us closer to our true selves. In addition to simplicity, the Stoics also emphasized the importance of self-discipline. The Stoics believed that self-discipline is the key to living a life of purpose, clarity, and fulfillment. By cultivating self-discipline, we can take control of our time, our actions, and our thoughts, and use them to create the life we truly want. Self-discipline allows us to stay focused on our goals, even in the face of distractions and temptations. It allows us to make conscious choices about where we direct our time and energy, and to resist the urge to waste time on things that do not matter. Self-discipline also helps us to stay true to our values, even when it is difficult, and to live in accordance with our true selves. A practical way to cultivate self-discipline is through the practice of setting clear goals and creating a plan to achieve them. By setting clear goals, we can ensure that our time is spent on the things that matter most, and that we are making progress towards our values and aspirations. Creating a plan allows us to break down our goals into manageable tasks and to stay focused on the things that bring us closer to our true selves. The Stoic philosophy offers a powerful guide to ending the waste in our lives and focusing on what truly matters. By applying the principles of Stoicism, mindfulness, detachment, simplicity, self-discipline, and gratitude, we can eliminate time-wasting habits, focus on the things that bring us true joy and fulfillment, and live a life that is rich in purpose and meaning. As you begin to clear away the clutter of distractions and time-wasting habits, a new challenge arises: how to fill that newfound space with actions that truly matter. It's not enough to simply eliminate what doesn't serve you. The real transformation happens when you replace those empty moments with habits that drive you forward, that align with your purpose, and that make each day a step closer to the life you want to live. But how do you ensure that your actions are not just busy work, but purposeful, productive, and deeply fulfilling? The answer lies in cultivating habits that are rooted in wisdom, discipline, and clarity. Habits that aren't just about getting more done, but about getting the right things done, those that truly move the needle in your life. The Stoics, with their timeless insights, offer powerful guidance on how to cultivate such habits. They teach us that productivity is not about doing more, but about doing what matters most, with focus and intention. Imagine starting your day with a clear mind, unburdened by distractions, and a sense of calm determination. Every action you take is deliberate, thoughtful, and in service of your higher goals. You're not rushing, not overwhelmed, but moving steadily through your tasks with a sense of purpose and satisfaction. This is what Stoic productivity looks like, not a frantic race to the finish line, but a measured, purposeful journey. To cultivate this kind of productivity, you must first understand that it begins in the mind. It's about training yourself to focus on the essential, to let go of the trivial, and to act with clarity and purpose. The Stoics believed that our thoughts shape our actions, and that by mastering our thoughts, we can master our lives. This is where the real work begins, in developing the mental habits that lead to sustained productivity and meaningful action. One of the first steps in cultivating Stoic productivity is to embrace the power of intention. The Stoics were firm believers in living with purpose, and they understood that every action should be guided by a clear and conscious intention. Before you start your day, take a moment to set your intentions. What do you want to achieve? What matters most today? By focusing on your intentions, you align your actions with your values, ensuring that your efforts are not wasted on things that do not matter. Setting intentions is more than just making a to-do list. It's about aligning your daily activities with your long-term goals and values. When you start your day with a clear sense of purpose, you are more likely to stay focused and less likely to be distracted by the trivial or unimportant. This practice can transform your daily routine into a powerful tool for personal growth and fulfillment. By making intention setting a daily habit, you ensure that each day is a step toward your highest aspirations. Another key to Stoic productivity is the practice of prioritization. In a world filled with endless demands and distractions, it's easy to get caught up in the urgent at the expense of the important. The Stoics remind us to focus on what truly matters, to prioritize our time and energy on the tasks that align with our values and long-term goals. This requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to let go of the non-essential, and a commitment to focusing on the tasks that bring the most value to your life. Prioritization is not just about managing your time, it's about managing your energy and attention. By focusing on the most important tasks first, you can ensure that you are making progress on your most significant goals. This practice also helps you to avoid the trap of busyness, being busy with tasks that don't really matter. Instead, you can direct your efforts toward the activities that have the greatest impact on your life. The Stoics understood that not all tasks are created equal, and that true productivity comes from focusing on the tasks that matter most. In addition to prioritization, the Stoics also emphasize the importance of discipline. Discipline is the backbone of productivity, the force that keeps you moving forward even when the path is difficult. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, and resisting the temptations that lead to procrastination and distraction. For the Stoics, discipline was not just a practice, but a way of life, a commitment to living with integrity, purpose, and focus. Discipline is about more than just willpower. It's about creating systems and routines that support your goals. By establishing habits that promote discipline, you can make productivity a natural part of your daily life. This might include setting specific times for work, taking regular breaks to recharge, or creating a distraction-free environment that supports focus. The Stoics believed that discipline was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating discipline, you can achieve greater success and fulfillment. But discipline alone is not enough. The Stoics also teach us the importance of balance. It's easy to fall into the trap of overwork, thinking that productivity means working harder, longer, and faster. But true productivity is about working smarter, not harder. It's about knowing when to push forward and when to rest, when to focus on the details, and when to step back and see the bigger picture. Balance is key to maintaining long-term productivity and avoiding burnout. Balance is about finding harmony between work and rest, between effort and relaxation. The Stoics understood that productivity is not sustainable without balance, and that rest and recovery are essential for maintaining peak performance. By prioritizing self-care and taking regular breaks, you can recharge your energy and return to your work with renewed focus and determination. This practice not only enhances your productivity, but also improves your overall well-being. Another essential habit for Stoic productivity is mindfulness. The Stoics understood the power of being fully present in the moment, of paying attention to what you're doing and how you're doing it. Mindfulness allows you to stay focused on the task at hand, to catch yourself when you're drifting into distraction, and to bring your attention back to what matters most. It's about being aware of your thoughts, actions, and surroundings, and using that awareness to stay on track. Mindfulness also helps you to maintain a sense of calm and composure, even in the midst of a busy day. The Stoics believed that our outer world is a reflection of our inner world, and that by cultivating inner peace, we can navigate the challenges of daily life with grace and ease. When you are mindful, you are less likely to be thrown off course by unexpected events or distractions, and more able to stay focused on your goals. A practical way to cultivate mindfulness is through the practice of meditation. By taking just a few minutes each day to focus on your breath, you can develop greater awareness of your thoughts and actions. This practice helps you to stay grounded in the present moment and to approach your tasks with a calm and focused mind. The Stoics believed that mindfulness was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating mindfulness, you can achieve greater productivity and fulfillment. Another important habit for Stoic productivity is the practice of reflection. The Stoics were great proponents of self-reflection, of taking time each day to review your actions, thoughts, and progress. Reflection allows you to assess how you're spending your time, to identify areas where you're falling short, and to make adjustments as needed. It's a powerful tool for staying on track and ensuring that your actions are aligned with your intentions and goals. Reflection also helps you to celebrate your successes and learn from your mistakes. The Stoics believed that every experience, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity for growth and learning. By reflecting on your day, you can gain valuable insights into your habits, behaviors, and thought patterns, and use those insights to improve your productivity and efficiency. This practice can help you to stay focused on your goals and to make continuous progress toward your highest aspirations. In addition to reflection, the Stoics also emphasize the importance of resilience. Productivity is not just about staying focused and disciplined when things are going well. It's also about maintaining your momentum when things go wrong. The Stoics teach us that setbacks and challenges are inevitable, but that we have the power to choose how we respond to them. By cultivating resilience, you can bounce back from setbacks, stay on track, and continue to make progress toward your goals. Resilience is about developing a mindset of strength and determination, of seeing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to be avoided. It's about staying committed to your goals, even when the path is difficult, and trusting that your efforts will pay off in the end. The Stoics remind us that true productivity is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them head-on and using them as fuel for our growth and success. Another essential habit for Stoic productivity is the practice of simplicity. The Stoics believed that simplicity is the key to living a focused and purposeful life. By simplifying your environment, routines, and mindset, you can reduce distractions, increase clarity, and focus your energy on the things that truly matter. Simplicity allows you to strip away the non-essential, to focus on the core tasks that bring the most value to your life, and to avoid the overwhelm that comes from trying to do too much at once. Simplicity is not about doing less, but about doing more of what matters. It's about focusing on quality over quantity, on depth over breadth, and on the things that bring you closer to your true self. By embracing simplicity, you can create more space in your life for the things that truly matter and use your time and energy more effectively. The Stoics believed that simplicity was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating simplicity, you can achieve greater productivity and fulfillment. In addition to simplicity, the Stoics also teach us the importance of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for increasing productivity and efficiency, as it helps you to stay focused on the positive aspects of your life and work. When you are grateful for what you have, you are less likely to waste time and energy on things that do not matter, and more likely to focus on the tasks that bring you joy and fulfillment. Gratitude also helps you to maintain a positive mindset, even in the face of challenges and setbacks. The Stoics believed that our thoughts shape our reality, and that by cultivating a mindset of gratitude, we can create a more positive and productive life. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you can increase your motivation, energy, and productivity, and achieve greater success in your daily life. A practical way to cultivate gratitude is through the practice of journaling. By taking just a few minutes each day to write down the things you are grateful for, you can develop a greater appreciation for the positive aspects of your life. This practice helps you to stay focused on the things that matter most, and to approach your tasks with a positive and motivated mindset. The Stoics believed that gratitude was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating gratitude, you can achieve greater productivity and fulfillment. Another key habit for Stoic productivity is the practice of presence. Presence is the art of being fully engaged in the moment, of giving your full attention to the task at hand, and of being mindful of your thoughts, actions, and surroundings. When you are present, you are more focused, more efficient, and more productive. You are less likely to be distracted by external events and more able to stay on track and achieve your goals. Presence is not just about being physically present, it's about being mentally and emotionally present as well. It's about being aware of your thoughts and feelings and using that awareness to guide your actions and decisions. By cultivating presence, you can increase your productivity, reduce stress, and create a more focused and fulfilling life. The Stoics believed that presence was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating presence, you can achieve greater productivity and fulfillment. Another important habit for Stoic productivity is the practice of adaptability. The Stoics believed that flexibility and adaptability are essential for living a productive and fulfilling life. They understood that life is unpredictable and that the ability to adapt to changing circumstances is key to maintaining productivity and achieving success. Adaptability is about being open to change, about being willing to adjust your plans and strategies in response to new information or challenges. It's about being resilient in the face of setbacks and being able to pivot when necessary to stay on track. The Stoics remind us that the path to success is rarely a straight line, and that the ability to adapt and adjust is essential for maintaining momentum and achieving our goals. A practical way to cultivate adaptability is through the practice of flexibility. By being willing to adjust your plans and strategies as needed, you can stay on track and achieve your goals, even in the face of challenges and setbacks. This practice helps you to stay focused on your goals, while also being open to new opportunities and possibilities. The Stoics believed that adaptability was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating adaptability, you can achieve greater productivity and fulfillment. In addition to adaptability, the The Stoics also emphasize the importance of perseverance. Perseverance is the quality of continuing to work toward your goals, even when the going gets tough. It's about staying committed to your values and intentions, even when faced with obstacles and setbacks. The Stoics teach us that perseverance is the key to long-term success, and that by cultivating this quality, we can achieve our highest potential. Perseverance is not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about staying focused on your goals and being willing to put in the effort required to achieve them, even when the path is difficult. The Stoics remind us that true success is not achieved overnight, but through consistent, sustained effort over time. By cultivating perseverance, you can achieve greater productivity and fulfillment and reach your highest potential. Another essential habit for Stoic productivity is the practice of self-care. The Stoics understood that in order to be productive and efficient, we must first take care of ourselves, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity for maintaining productivity and achieving success. It's about ensuring that you have the energy, focus, and resilience needed to tackle your daily tasks and achieve your goals. Self-care includes practices such as regular exercise, healthy eating, adequate sleep, and stress management. It also includes taking time for relaxation and recreation and ensuring that you have a healthy work-life balance. By prioritizing self-care, you can increase your productivity, reduce stress, and create a more balanced and fulfilling life. The Stoics believed that self-care was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating self-care, you can achieve greater productivity and fulfillment. The Stoic philosophy offers powerful guidance for maximizing your daily productivity. By cultivating habits of intention, prioritization, discipline, balance, mindfulness, reflection, resilience, simplicity, gratitude, presence, adaptability, perseverance, and self-care, you can increase your productivity and efficiency and achieve greater success in your daily life. These habits are not just about getting more done, but about getting the right things done, those that truly matter and that bring you closer to your true self. The journey to greater productivity and fulfillment begins with a single step, and the wisdom of Stoicism can guide you every step of the way. As you cultivate the habits that maximize your daily productivity, you inevitably create a life that is more focused, intentional, and aligned with your deepest values. But even with the best habits in place, life has a way of throwing challenges your way, unexpected obstacles that test your resolve, shake your confidence, and sometimes bring you to the brink of giving up. These moments can feel overwhelming, like standing at the foot of a mountain you're not sure you have the strength to climb. But what if you could face these challenges not with fear or doubt, but with a calm, steady determination? What if you could see each obstacle not as a roadblock, but as an opportunity to grow, to strengthen your character, and to become more resilient? This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, learning to navigate life's biggest challenges with grace, courage, and inner peace. Life will always have its ups and downs, its trials and tribulations. No one is immune to the difficulties that come with being human. Whether it's a personal loss, a career setback, a health crisis, or a relationship struggle, challenges are an inevitable part of life. But how you respond to these challenges can make all the difference. The Stoics believed that while you cannot control what happens to you, you can control how you respond, and it's in your response that you find your true strength. The Stoics didn't just teach resilience in the face of adversity, they embodied it. They understood that life's biggest challenges are not just hurdles to overcome, but opportunities to practice virtue, to deepen your wisdom, and to grow as a person. They believed that each challenge, no matter how daunting, carries within it the seed of something valuable, a lesson, a new perspective, a chance to cultivate patience, courage, or humility. But how do you apply Stoic wisdom in the face of life's toughest challenges? How do you transform obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones? It begins with a shift in mindset, a willingness to see challenges not as threats, but as invitations to grow. The Stoics teach us that the obstacles in our path are not there to stop us, but to teach us. They are part of the journey, essential to our development and vital to our progress. One of the most powerful strategies the Stoics offer for overcoming challenges is the practice of acceptance. Acceptance is not about resigning yourself to fate or giving up on your goals. It's about acknowledging the reality of your situation without resisting it. The Stoics believed that when you accept what is, rather than wishing things were different, you free up the mental and emotional energy needed to respond effectively. Acceptance allows you to see the situation clearly without the cloud of anger, fear, or frustration, and to take the necessary steps to move forward. Acceptance is particularly powerful in situations where you have little or no control over the outcome. Whether it's a sudden illness, the loss of a loved one, or a natural disaster, there are times in life when you simply cannot change what has happened. In these moments, acceptance is your ally. It allows you to find peace in the midst of chaos, to let go of what you cannot control, and to focus on what you can, your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. Consider the story of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who was born into slavery and later suffered a severe physical injury. Rather than succumbing to bitterness or despair, Epictetus accepted his circumstances and focused on what he could control, his mind and his attitude. He famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This mindset allowed him to rise above his circumstances, become a respected teacher, and leave behind a legacy of wisdom that continues to inspire people to this day. Acceptance is not about passive resignation, it's about active engagement with reality. It's about understanding that while you may not be able to change the situation, you can change your perspective on it. This shift in perspective can open up new possibilities for action and growth. When you accept what is, you stop wasting energy on wishing things were different and start focusing on what you can do to move forward. Another key Stoic strategy for overcoming challenges is the practice of reframing. Reframing is the art of looking at a situation from a different perspective, of finding the silver lining in even the darkest of clouds. The Stoics believed that every challenge, no matter how difficult, has something to teach us, and that by changing the way we look at a situation, we can change our experience of it. Reframing is not about denying the reality of a difficult situation. It's about choosing to see it in a way that empowers you rather than disempowers you. It's about finding the lesson in the struggle, the opportunity in the obstacle, and the strength in the challenge. When you reframe a difficult situation, you shift your focus from what is wrong to what you can learn, from what you have lost to what you can gain, and from what you cannot do to what you can do. For example, imagine you've lost your job, a situation that can be incredibly stressful and disheartening. Instead of seeing it as a failure or a setback, you could reframe it as an opportunity to explore new career paths, to learn new skills, or to start a business you've always dreamed of. By changing the way you look at the situation, you change your experience of it, and you open yourself up to new possibilities. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius often employed reframing in his meditations. When faced with obstacles, he would remind himself that these challenges were not just impediments, but opportunities to practice virtues like patience, courage, and resilience. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful reframing allowed him to turn obstacles into opportunities for growth, both as a leader and as a person. Reframing can also help you to see the hidden benefits in difficult situations. For instance, a challenging relationship might teach you valuable lessons about communication, boundaries, and empathy. A financial setback might force you to reassess your priorities and develop greater financial discipline. By reframing challenges in this way, you can transform them into opportunities for learning and growth. Another powerful Stoic strategy for overcoming challenges is the practice of focusing on what you can control. The Stoics were masters at distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not, and they believed that true peace and resilience come from focusing on the former. When you direct your energy toward the things you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your responses, you empower yourself to navigate challenges more effectively. Focusing on what you can control also helps to reduce feelings of helplessness and frustration. In a challenging situation, it's easy to become overwhelmed by all the things that are out of your control, the actions of others, the outcome of events, the passage of time. But by shifting your focus to what you can control, you regain a sense of agency and purpose. You may not be able to change the situation, but you can change how you respond to it, and that can make all the difference. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control external events, we can control our inner world, our thoughts, emotions, and attitudes. This is the essence of Stoic resilience, the ability to maintain your inner peace and clarity, even in the face of external turmoil. By focusing on what you can control, you strengthen your ability to navigate challenges with grace and effectiveness. One of the most famous examples of this principle comes from the life of the Stoic philosopher Seneca. Despite facing numerous personal and political challenges, including exile and the threat of execution, Seneca remained focused on what he could control: his thoughts, his actions, and his commitment to living a virtuous life. He wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." By focusing on what he could control, Seneca was able to maintain his inner peace and continue to contribute to society, even in the face of adversity. This practice of focusing on what you can control also applies to how you manage your emotions. The Stoics believed that while emotions like fear, anger, and sadness are natural, we have the power to regulate them through our thoughts and perspectives. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, you can observe your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. This allows you to respond to challenges with calm and clarity rather than being swept away by negative emotions. Another essential Stoic strategy for overcoming challenges is the practice of patience. Patience is not just about waiting for things to get better, it's about enduring difficulties with grace and composure. The Stoics believed that patience is a form of strength, a way of cultivating resilience in the face of adversity. When you practice patience, you allow yourself to move through challenges without becoming overwhelmed or discouraged. You understand that some things take time, that growth often comes through struggle, and that the best things in life are often worth waiting for. Patience also involves trusting the process, even when the outcome is uncertain. It's about staying committed to your goals and values, even when progress is slow or difficult. The Stoics remind us that the path to success is rarely linear, and that setbacks and delays are a natural part of the journey. By practicing patience, you can navigate challenges with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing that in time you will overcome them. Consider the story of Cato the Younger, a Stoic statesman who was known for his unwavering commitment to his principles, even in the face of overwhelming opposition. Despite facing numerous political challenges and personal hardships, Cato remained patient and steadfast in his pursuit of justice and virtue. His patience was not a passive waiting, but an active endurance, a willingness to persevere in the face of adversity, knowing that his actions were aligned with his values. Patience also involves cultivating a long-term perspective. The Stoics believed that true success is not measured by short-term outcomes, but by the consistency with which you live your values and pursue your goals. When you practice patience, you recognize that setbacks and challenges are temporary and that they are part of a larger journey of growth and self-discovery. This perspective allows you to navigate challenges with greater resilience and optimism. Another key Stoic strategy for overcoming challenges is the practice of self-compassion. The Stoics were known for their emphasis on self-discipline and resilience, but they also understood the importance of being kind to yourself, especially in difficult times. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same care and understanding that you would offer to a friend. It's about acknowledging your struggles without judging yourself, and about offering yourself encouragement and support, rather than criticism. Self-compassion is particularly important in challenging situations because it helps to prevent the kind of self-blame and negative self-talk that can make a difficult situation even harder. When you are kind to yourself, you create a space of safety and support within yourself, which can help you to navigate challenges with greater ease and resilience. The Stoics believed that true strength comes not from harshness or self-criticism, but from a deep inner kindness and compassion. Consider the example of Marcus Aurelius, who, despite being one of the most powerful men in the world, often wrote about the importance of being gentle and compassionate with oneself. In his meditations, he reminded himself to be patient with his own shortcomings, to learn from his mistakes without being overly harsh, and to treat himself with the same kindness and understanding that he extended to others. This practice of self-compassion allowed him to maintain his inner peace and resilience, even in the face of immense challenges. Self-compassion also involves recognizing that you are not alone in your struggles. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of all human beings, and they understood that challenges are a universal part of the human experience. By practicing self-compassion, you can connect with your shared humanity and find comfort in the knowledge that you are not alone in facing difficulties. This perspective can help you to navigate challenges with greater empathy and understanding, both for yourself and for others. Finally, one of the most powerful Stoic strategies for overcoming challenges is the practice of gratitude. The Stoics believed that gratitude is a powerful antidote to despair and frustration, and that by focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you can find strength and resilience in even the most difficult of situations. Gratitude allows you to see the good in your life, even when things are tough, and to recognize the ways in which challenges can bring unexpected blessings. Gratitude also helps to shift your focus away from what is wrong and toward what is right. In a challenging situation, it's easy to become consumed by negative thoughts and feelings, but gratitude allows you to focus on the positive aspects of your life and to find joy in the midst of difficulty. The Stoics remind us that no matter how difficult a situation may be, there is always something to be grateful for, a lesson learned, a strength gained, a new perspective. Consider the practice of memento mori, a Stoic exercise in which one reflects on the impermanence of life. This practice, while sobering, can also cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for the present moment and the people and experiences that fill it. By reminding yourself of the transient nature of life, you can develop a greater appreciation for the blessings you currently have and find strength in the knowledge that every challenge is an opportunity to live fully and authentically. Gratitude also involves cultivating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. The Stoics believed that true wealth is not found in material possessions, but in the richness of your inner life, your thoughts, your values, and your relationships. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you can cultivate a sense of inner abundance that helps you to navigate challenges with greater resilience and optimism. In conclusion, the Stoic philosophy offers powerful strategies for overcoming life's biggest challenges. By practicing acceptance, reframing, focusing on what you can control, patience, self-compassion, and gratitude, you can navigate even the most difficult situations with grace, courage, and inner peace. These strategies are not just about surviving challenges, but about thriving in the face of them, about using challenges as opportunities for growth, transformation, and deepening wisdom. The journey through life's challenges is never easy, but with the wisdom of Stoicism as your guide, you can face each obstacle with the knowledge that you have the strength, resilience, and inner peace to overcome it. The Stoics teach us that challenges are not to be feared, but to be embraced, for it is through them that we become the person we are meant to be. And as you continue to cultivate these strategies in your own life, you will find that each challenge brings with it a gift, an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become a better, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. By integrating these Stoic strategies into your daily life, you will develop a mindset that not only withstands adversity, but thrives in it. Each challenge you face will become a stepping stone, helping you to build a life of purpose, resilience, and deep fulfillment. The Stoics remind us that the true measure of a person is not how they fare when everything is going well, but how they respond when life's inevitable challenges arise. Through the practice of acceptance, reframing, focusing on what you can control, patience, self-compassion, and gratitude, you will cultivate the strength and wisdom needed to navigate life's biggest challenges with grace and courage. In the end, it is not the challenges themselves that define us, but how we respond to them. By embracing Stoic wisdom, you can transform every obstacle into an opportunity for growth, and every setback into a stepping stone toward a richer, more meaningful life. The journey may be difficult, but with each challenge you overcome, you will find yourself growing stronger, wiser, and more capable of facing whatever life has in store for you. The Stoics believed that through adversity, we discover our true potential and unlock the deepest reserves of our inner strength. So, take heart in knowing that every challenge you face is an opportunity to become the best version of yourself, a person of virtue, resilience, and unwavering peace. As you delve into the strategies for overcoming life's biggest challenges, one thing becomes clear. The journey through adversity is not a sprint, but a marathon. It's a path that requires more than just momentary resilience. It demands patience and persistence. These twin virtues are the steady companions of anyone who seeks to navigate the storms of life with grace. But patience and persistence are not always easy to cultivate in a world that often glorifies instant results and quick fixes. How do you develop these qualities when every fiber of your being is yearning for immediate relief, when the road ahead seems long and unyielding? The Stoics understood that the true test of character is not found in how we handle brief bursts of difficulty, but in how we endure over the long haul. Patience is the quiet strength that allows us to bear the weight of uncertainty, to wait with grace when the outcome is beyond our control. Persistence is the unwavering commitment to keep moving forward, even when progress is slow, even when the path is littered with obstacles. Together, patience and persistence form the bedrock of a life well lived, a life that is resilient in the face of adversity and unwavering in its pursuit of purpose. But how do you cultivate patience and persistence in a world that often seems to reward the opposite? How do you stay committed to your path when the journey is long and the rewards seem distant? The Stoics offer timeless wisdom for developing these essential qualities, guiding us to build a mindset that is both steady and enduring, capable of weathering the trials of life without losing sight of the end goal. Patience, the Stoics believed, is not passive waiting, but active endurance. It's the ability to stay calm and composed, even when faced with delays, setbacks, and uncertainty. Patience is the recognition that some things are beyond our control, and that the timing of events is often dictated by forces larger than ourselves. It's about understanding that growth, healing, and progress often take time, and that rushing the process only leads to frustration and disappointment. To cultivate patience, the Stoics teach us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while letting go of the need to control external outcomes. When we release our grip on the need for immediate results, we open ourselves to the possibility of deeper growth and learning. Patience allows us to trust the process, to believe that in time our efforts will bear fruit, even if the results are not immediately visible. One of the key practices for developing patience is to embrace the present moment fully. The Stoics remind us that life unfolds in the present, and that by anchoring ourselves in the here and now, we can find peace and contentment, even in the midst of uncertainty. When we focus on the present moment, we release the anxiety that comes from worrying about the future or regretting the past. This shift in perspective allows us to approach life with a sense of calm and acceptance, knowing that each moment is a step on the journey, even if the destination is not yet in sight. Patience also involves cultivating a mindset of acceptance. The Stoics believed that much of our suffering comes not from the events themselves, but from our resistance to them. When we resist the reality of a situation, wishing it were different, trying to force a different outcome, we create inner turmoil and frustration. Acceptance, on the other hand, is the recognition that some things are beyond our control, and that by accepting them as they are, we can find peace in the midst of difficulty. Acceptance is not about giving up or resigning ourselves to fate. It's about choosing to focus our energy on what we can control while letting go of the rest. This mindset allows us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience, knowing that while we may not be able to change the situation, we can change our response to it. Acceptance is the foundation of patience, allowing us to endure delays and setbacks without losing our inner peace. Another key aspect of cultivating patience is the practice of self-compassion. The Stoics were known for their emphasis on self-discipline and resilience, but they also understood the importance of being kind to ourselves, especially in difficult times. Self-compassion is about treating ourselves with the same care and understanding that we would offer to a friend. It's about acknowledging our struggles without judging ourselves, and offering ourselves encouragement and support rather than criticism. Self-compassion is particularly important in moments of delay or setback, when it's easy to become frustrated with ourselves for not making progress as quickly as we would like. When we practice self-compassion, we create a space of safety and support within ourselves, which can help us to navigate challenges with greater ease and resilience. The Stoics believed that true strength comes not from harshness or self-criticism, but from a deep inner kindness and compassion. Persistence, on the other hand, is the active counterpart to patience. While patience allows us to endure with grace, persistence drives us to continue the journey even when the road is difficult. Persistence is the quality of staying committed to our goals and values, even in the face of obstacles and setbacks. It's about recognizing that progress often comes slowly, and that true success is achieved not through bursts of effort, but through sustained, consistent action over time. The Stoics believed that persistence is rooted in a deep sense of purpose. When we are clear about our goals and values, we are more likely to stay committed to them, even when the going gets tough. Purpose gives us the motivation to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult. It provides us with a sense of direction and meaning, helping us to stay focused on the long-term goal, rather than getting discouraged by short-term setbacks. To cultivate persistence, the Stoics teach us to break down our goals into smaller, manageable steps. By focusing on the immediate task at hand, rather than becoming overwhelmed by the enormity of the goal, we can maintain our momentum and make steady progress. This approach allows us to build confidence and resilience, knowing that each small step brings us closer to our ultimate goal. Persistence also involves developing a mindset of resilience. The Stoics believed that setbacks and obstacles are inevitable, but that we have the power to choose how we respond to them. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to learn from our mistakes, and to keep moving forward, even when the path is difficult. When we cultivate resilience, we are better equipped to handle the challenges that life throws our way, and we are more likely to stay committed to our goals, even in the face of adversity. A powerful example of persistence in Stoic philosophy comes from the life of Epictetus. Born into slavery and later suffering from a debilitating injury, Epictetus could have easily given up on his pursuit of wisdom. But instead, he chose to persist in his studies, eventually becoming one of the most respected philosophers of his time. His story is a testament to the power of persistence, showing that no matter the obstacles, a steadfast commitment to one's goals can lead to profound personal growth and achievement. Persistence also requires a willingness to embrace uncertainty and ambiguity. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable and that we cannot always see the path ahead clearly. But rather than being paralyzed by uncertainty, they encouraged us to take action in the face of it, trusting that the way forward will become clear as we move along. This willingness to act, even when the outcome is uncertain, is a hallmark of persistence and is essential for achieving long-term success. One of the ways to strengthen persistence is through the practice of self-discipline. The Stoics placed great emphasis on self-discipline as a key to living a virtuous life. Self-discipline is the ability to control our impulses, to stay focused on our goals, and to take consistent action, even when it's difficult. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when we don't feel like it, and resisting the temptation to give up when the going gets tough. Self-discipline is not about denying ourselves pleasure or joy. It's about making conscious choices that align with our values and goals. When we practice self-discipline, we build the mental and emotional strength needed to stay committed to our path, even in the face of challenges. This practice helps us to cultivate persistence, knowing that each small act of discipline brings us closer to our ultimate goal. The Stoics also teach us the importance of perseverance in the face of failure. Failure is a natural part of the learning process, and the Stoics believed that it is through our failures that we grow and develop. When we encounter failure, the key is not to give up, but to learn from the experience and to keep moving forward. Perseverance is the ability to stay committed to our goals, even when we encounter setbacks and failures along the way. Perseverance is closely related to the Stoic concept of amor fati, or the love of fate. This idea encourages us to embrace everything that happens in our lives, including the challenges and setbacks, as necessary and valuable parts of our journey. By adopting this mindset, we can find meaning and purpose in our struggles, and we can stay committed to our goals, knowing that every experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to our growth and development. Another important aspect of cultivating persistence is the practice of reflection. The Stoics were great proponents of self-reflection, of taking time each day to review our actions, thoughts, and progress. Reflection allows us to assess how we are spending our time and energy, to identify areas where we are falling short, and to make adjustments as needed. It's a powerful tool for staying on track and ensuring that our actions are aligned with our intentions and goals. Reflection also helps us to celebrate our successes and learn from our mistakes. The Stoics believed that every experience, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity for growth and learning. By reflecting on our day, we can gain valuable insights into our habits, behaviors, and thought patterns, and use those insights to improve our persistence and resilience. This practice can help us to stay focused on our goals and to make continuous progress toward our highest aspirations. In addition to reflection, the Stoics also emphasize the importance of gratitude in cultivating persistence. Gratitude is a powerful tool for maintaining motivation and resilience, as it helps us to stay focused on the positive aspects of our journey, even in the face of challenges. When we are grateful for what we have, we are less likely to become discouraged by setbacks and more likely to stay committed to our goals. Gratitude also helps us to maintain a positive mindset, even in difficult times. The Stoics believed that our thoughts shape our reality, and that by cultivating a mindset of gratitude, we can create a more positive and resilient life. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can increase our motivation, energy, and persistence, and achieve greater success in our daily life. A practical way to cultivate gratitude is through the practice of journaling. By taking just a few minutes each day to write down the things we are grateful for, we can develop a greater appreciation for the positive aspects of our life. This practice helps us to stay focused on the things that matter most and to approach our challenges with a positive and motivated mindset. The Stoics believed that gratitude was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating gratitude, we can achieve greater persistence and resilience. Another important aspect of cultivating persistence is the practice of presence. Presence is the art of being fully engaged in the moment, of giving our full attention to the task at hand, and of being mindful of our thoughts, actions, and surroundings. When we are present, we are more focused, more efficient, and more productive. We are less likely to be distracted by external events and more able to stay on track and achieve our goals. Presence is not just about being physically present. It's about being mentally and emotionally present as well. It's about being aware of our thoughts and feelings and using that awareness to guide our actions and decisions. By cultivating presence, we can increase our persistence, reduce stress, and create a more focused and fulfilling life. The Stoics believed that presence was essential for living a virtuous life, and that by cultivating presence, we can achieve greater persistence and resilience. In addition to presence, the Stoics also teach us the importance of adaptability in cultivating persistence. The Stoics believed that flexibility and adaptability are essential for living a productive and fulfilling life. They understood that life is unpredictable and that the ability to adapt to changing circumstances is key to maintaining persistence and achieving success. Adaptability is about being open to change, about being willing to adjust our plans and strategies in response to new information or challenges. It's about being resilient in the face of setbacks and being able to pivot when necessary to stay on track. The Stoics remind us that the path to success is rarely a straight line, and that the ability to adapt and adjust is essential for maintaining persistence and achieving our goals. A powerful example of adaptability in Stoic philosophy comes from the life of Marcus Aurelius, who faced numerous challenges and setbacks during his reign as Emperor of Rome. Despite these difficulties, Marcus remained adaptable and resilient, adjusting his strategies and plans as needed to navigate the challenges of his time. His ability to adapt and persevere in the face of adversity is a testament to the power of persistence and resilience in achieving long-term success. The Stoic philosophy offers powerful guidance for cultivating patience and persistence. By practicing acceptance, self-compassion, resilience, presence, adaptability, and gratitude, we can develop the mental and emotional strength needed to stay committed to our goals, even in the face of challenges and setbacks. These practices are not just about enduring difficulties, but about thriving in the face of them, about using challenges as opportunities for growth, transformation, and deepening wisdom. The journey to cultivating patience and persistence is not easy, but with the wisdom of Stoicism as our guide, we can navigate the challenges of life with grace, courage, and inner peace. The Stoics teach us that patience and persistence are not just virtues to be admired, but essential qualities for living a life of purpose, resilience, and fulfillment. By embracing these practices in our own lives, we can develop the strength and wisdom needed to overcome obstacles, achieve our goals, and create a life that is rich in meaning and purpose. As we continue on our journey of personal growth and self-discovery, we will inevitably encounter challenges and setbacks. But with the Stoic principles of patience and persistence as our foundation, we can face these challenges with confidence, knowing that we have the inner strength and resilience to overcome them. The Stoics remind us that the true measure of a person is not how they fare when everything is going well, but how they respond when life's inevitable challenges arise. Through the practice of patience and persistence, we can cultivate the strength and wisdom needed to navigate life's challenges with grace and courage, and to create a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. As you continue to cultivate patience and persistence in your daily life, you'll find that the days are often long and filled with challenges that test your resolve. By the time the sun sets, the weight of the day's efforts can leave you feeling drained, both physically and mentally. Yet, how you end your day is just as important as how you begin it. The moments before sleep offer a unique opportunity, a chance to reflect on your day, to recharge your spirit, and to prepare yourself for the challenges that tomorrow may bring. It's in these quiet hours that the seeds of tomorrow's success are planted, nurtured by the practices of reflection and rest. But how do you make the most of this sacred time? How can you create an evening routine that not only helps you unwind, but also strengthens your commitment to living a life of purpose and virtue? The Stoics, with their deep understanding of human nature, offer a path forward. They knew that the end of the day is a powerful time for introspection, a moment to assess how well you've lived according to your values, and an opportunity to let go of the burdens that no longer serve you. Imagine closing your day with a sense of fulfillment, knowing that you've made progress toward your goals, even if only in small ways. Picture yourself lying down with a calm mind, free from the anxiety of unfinished tasks or the regrets of the day's shortcomings. This is what a Stoic evening ritual can bring, a time to reflect on your actions, to recharge your inner strength, and to prepare yourself for a new day with all its opportunities and challenges. A well-crafted evening ritual begins with the simple act of reflection. The Stoics believed that self-examination is essential for personal growth, and they practiced it daily, often in the quiet moments before sleep. Reflection is not about dwelling on mistakes or missed opportunities. It's about honestly assessing your day, recognizing where you lived in alignment with your values and where you may have fallen short. This practice allows you to learn from your experiences and to approach tomorrow with renewed clarity and intention. Start by taking a few minutes to review your day in your mind. Ask yourself, did I live today according to my principles? Did I act with kindness, patience, and integrity? Where did I allow fear, anger, or impatience to take hold? By answering these questions, you can gain valuable insights into your behavior and identify areas for improvement. This process of reflection is not meant to be harsh or self-critical, but rather a gentle guide that helps you stay on the path of personal growth. As you reflect, it's also important to acknowledge your successes, no matter how small. The Stoics understood that personal growth is a journey, not a destination, and that each step forward is worthy of recognition. Celebrate the moments when you acted in accordance with your values, when you showed patience in the face of frustration, or when you made progress toward your goals. This practice of acknowledging your successes reinforces positive behavior and encourages you to continue striving for excellence. After reflection, the next step in your evening ritual is to let go of the burdens of the day. The Stoics believed that holding on to stress, worry, or regret from the day can weigh you down and prevent you from fully recharging for the challenges ahead. By consciously releasing these negative emotions, you create space for rest and renewal. One way to do this is through the practice of mindfulness or meditation. Spend a few minutes focusing on your breath, allowing your mind to settle and your body to relax. As you breathe in, imagine drawing in peace and calm. As you breathe out, visualize releasing any tension, stress, or negative thoughts that have accumulated throughout the day. This simple practice can help you let go of the mental and emotional clutter that can keep you awake at night, allowing you to approach sleep with a clear and peaceful mind. Meditation has been a cornerstone of Stoic practice for centuries. The Stoics understood that the mind is often the greatest battlefield, where worries and fears can spiral out of control if left unchecked. By engaging in mindful meditation, you create a space where you can observe your thoughts without judgment, allowing them to pass like clouds in the sky. This practice not only prepares your mind for rest, but also strengthens your ability to remain calm and focused during the day. In addition to meditation, consider incorporating a practice known as negative visualization, a Stoic exercise where you briefly imagine the loss of something you value. This might seem counterintuitive, but the purpose is to remind yourself of the impermanence of life and to cultivate a deeper appreciation for what you have. By contemplating the potential loss of a loved one, a cherished possession, or even your health, you can awaken a profound sense of gratitude and presence. This exercise encourages you to live fully in the present, appreciating the people and things that matter most to you. Another powerful aspect of an evening ritual is the practice of gratitude. The Stoics often spoke of the importance of appreciating what you have, rather than focusing on what you lack. By cultivating gratitude at the end of the day, you shift your focus away from the challenges and toward the blessings in your life. This practice can be as simple as writing down 3 things you are grateful for each evening. These could be small moments of joy, acts of kindness, or even the challenges you faced that helped you grow. Gratitude helps to balance the mind, ensuring that you do not become overwhelmed by negativity and that you recognize the good that exists alongside the difficulties. Gratitude also serves as a reminder of the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control. Often, the things we are most grateful for are those that come from within: our actions, our thoughts, our resilience in the face of challenges. By ending your day with gratitude, you reinforce the idea that true contentment comes not from external circumstances, but from your internal state of mind. This practice helps you to maintain a sense of peace and fulfillment, even in the midst of life's inevitable difficulties. Furthermore, gratitude strengthens your connection to others. The Stoics believed in the importance of recognizing our shared humanity and the interconnectedness of all people. By expressing gratitude for the kindness, support, and love you receive from others, you nurture those relationships and deepen your sense of community. This sense of connection can provide comfort and strength, especially during challenging times. Another essential element of a Stoic evening ritual is the preparation for tomorrow. The Stoics believed in the importance of planning and foresight, and they often took time in the evening to consider the day ahead. This doesn't mean obsessing over to-do lists or worrying about future challenges. Rather, it's about setting intentions and mentally preparing yourself for the opportunities and obstacles that may arise. Take a few minutes to think about what you want to accomplish tomorrow. What goals will you focus on? What virtues will you strive to embody? By setting these intentions before you sleep, you create a mental roadmap that guides your actions the following day. Planning for tomorrow also involves acknowledging the uncertainty that lies ahead. The Stoics were acutely aware of the unpredictable nature of life, and they believed that by accepting this uncertainty, you can approach each day with greater equanimity. As you consider the day ahead, remind yourself that while you can prepare and set intentions, you cannot control the outcome. This mindset allows you to face the future with a sense of calm and readiness rather than anxiety or fear. One practical way to incorporate this into your evening ritual is by writing down your top 3 priorities for the next day. These priorities should align with your long-term goals and values, ensuring that your daily actions contribute to your overall purpose. By limiting your focus to a few key tasks, you reduce the overwhelm that can come from trying to do too much, and you increase your chances of success. This practice also helps you to start the next day with clarity and direction, minimizing the time spent deciding what to do. In addition to mental preparation, a Stoic evening ritual should include activities that promote physical rest and recovery. The Stoics recognized the importance of caring for the body as well as the mind, and they understood that a well-rested body is essential for clear thinking and effective action. Consider incorporating practices such as gentle stretching, a warm bath, or reading a book that inspires and relaxes you. These activities help to signal to your body that it's time to unwind, making it easier to transition into restful sleep. Stretching or engaging in light yoga can help release the tension that builds up in your muscles throughout the day. The Stoics believed in maintaining physical health as part of their overall philosophy of living in harmony with nature. By dedicating a few minutes each evening to caring for your body, you honor the Stoic principle of balance, ensuring that both your mind and body are prepared for the challenges of the next day. A warm bath or shower can further enhance your evening ritual. The soothing effect of warm water helps to relax your muscles, lower your heart rate, and prepare your body for sleep. The act of bathing can also serve as a symbolic cleansing of the day's stress and worries, allowing you to wash away any lingering tension before you retire for the night. This simple practice can create a sense of ritual and closure, signaling to your body and mind that the day is done and it's time to rest. Another important aspect of an evening ritual is the cultivation of silence and stillness. The Stoics valued silence as a means of connecting with the deeper aspects of oneself and the universe. In the quiet moments before sleep, take time to sit in silence, allowing your thoughts to settle and your mind to connect with the present moment. This practice can help you to tune out the noise of the day and to find a sense of inner peace and clarity. Silence also provides a space for introspection, allowing you to listen to your inner wisdom and to reconnect with your true self. Silence, in the Stoic tradition, is not merely the absence of noise, but the presence of inner calm. In a world filled with constant distractions, creating moments of silence can be a powerful way to center yourself and regain focus. During this time, you can engage in deep breathing exercises, allowing each breath to ground you in the present moment. This practice helps to quiet the mind and prepare it for the restorative process of sleep. If you find it challenging to sit in silence, consider incorporating a form of active listening, such as focusing on the sounds around you, the rustling of leaves, the distant hum of traffic, or the gentle ticking of a clock. By directing your attention to these subtle sounds, you can cultivate a heightened awareness of the present moment, deepening your sense of stillness and connection to the world around you. Finally, a Stoic evening ritual should end with a moment of surrender. The Stoics believed in the importance of recognizing the limits of your control and surrendering to the natural flow of life. As you lie down to sleep, take a moment to acknowledge that you have done your best today and that the rest is beyond your control. Surrendering in this way allows you to release any lingering tension or worry and to trust that you are on the right path, no matter what challenges may come. This act of surrender is not about giving up, but about releasing the need to control every aspect of your life. The Stoics taught that we should focus on our efforts rather than the outcomes, understanding that some things are simply beyond our influence. By embracing this philosophy, you free yourself from the burden of unnecessary stress and anxiety, allowing yourself to rest more deeply and wake up refreshed. One way to practice surrender is through a brief prayer or affirmation before bed. This could be as simple as saying, "I have done my best today, and I trust in the process of life." This affirmation reinforces the Stoic belief in the importance of focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest. By ending your day with this mindset, you create a sense of peace and closure, making it easier to transition into a restful sleep. Another aspect of surrender involves embracing the uncertainty of tomorrow. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable and that trying to anticipate every possible outcome is futile. Instead, they encouraged a mindset of preparedness combined with flexibility. As you end your day, remind yourself that while you can plan and prepare, you must also be open to the unexpected. This balance between preparation and adaptability is key to maintaining a sense of calm and resilience in the face of life's uncertainties. By cultivating these evening rituals, reflection, letting go, gratitude, preparation, rest, silence, and surrender, you create a sacred space at the end of each day. This space allows you to recharge your mind, body, and spirit, and to approach tomorrow with renewed strength and clarity. The Stoics understood that how you end your day is just as important as how you begin it, and that by embracing these practices, you can cultivate a life of purpose, resilience, and inner peace. As you integrate these evening rituals into your daily routine, you'll find that they become more than just habits. They become a source of strength and wisdom that guides you through the challenges of life. Each evening, as you reflect, recharge, and prepare for the day ahead, you reinforce your commitment to living according to your values, and you strengthen your ability to face whatever tomorrow may bring. The Stoics teach us that by ending each day with intention and care, we lay the foundation for a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. This evening ritual becomes a time of quiet transformation, a moment where the trials of the day are alchemized into wisdom and where the seeds of tomorrow's success are sown. By embracing these practices, you ensure that each day ends on a note of reflection, renewal, and preparation, setting the stage for a life of continuous growth and resilience. The Stoics remind us that every day is a journey and that how we end each day is just as crucial as how we begin it. By cultivating these rituals, you take a step closer to living a life that is truly aligned with your highest self, ready to face the challenges and embrace the opportunities that each new day brings. Incorporating these Stoic evening rituals into your life may require some adjustments and experimentation, but the rewards are profound. Over time, you will notice a deepening sense of peace and clarity as you close each day with intention and mindfulness. The consistent practice of these rituals will help you build resilience, strengthen your resolve, and cultivate a mindset that is both calm and focused, ready to meet the demands of life with grace and wisdom. As you continue on your journey, remember that the Stoic path is not about perfection, but about progress. Each day offers a new opportunity to reflect, learn, and grow. By committing to these evening rituals, you create a foundation for lifelong growth and self-improvement. The Stoics remind us that the way we live each day ultimately shapes the course of our lives. By ending each day with reflection, gratitude, and preparation, you set the stage for a life that is not only successful, but deeply fulfilling and aligned with your true values. So, as you prepare to rest each night, take a moment to reflect on the day that has passed and to set your intentions for the day to come. Embrace the stillness and silence of the evening as a time for self-renewal and trust in the process of life, knowing that each new day brings with it the opportunity to live with purpose and clarity. The Stoic evening ritual is not just a practice, it is a way of life, a way of honoring each day and preparing for the journey ahead with wisdom, resilience, and unwavering commitment to your highest self. As you close each day with thoughtful reflection and a deep sense of gratitude, preparing your mind and body for the rest you need, another challenge often lingers in the background: the anxiety about what tomorrow might bring. The mind, even after the day's events have passed, tends to wander into the uncertain future, conjuring up fears and worries about things that have yet to happen. The what-ifs and maybes can pull you out of the peaceful present moment and thrust you into a cycle of stress and unease, stealing the tranquility that you've worked so hard to cultivate. But what if you could break free from this cycle? What if, instead of being consumed by worries about the future, you could find a way to anchor yourself in the present moment, fully engaged in the here and now? This is not just a dream, it's a practice grounded in the teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided countless individuals through the storms of life with grace and composure. The Stoics knew that the future is inherently uncertain and that worrying about it does nothing but rob you of your peace and clarity in the present. Imagine a life where your thoughts are not dominated by fears of what might happen, but instead are focused on what is happening right now, in this very moment. Picture yourself navigating through your days with a sense of calm and purpose, unburdened by the anxiety of an unknown future. This is the promise of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches you to embrace the present, to focus on what you can control, and to let go of the rest. The root of much of our anxiety lies in the fear of the unknown, the endless possibilities of what could go wrong. It's natural to want to prepare for the future, to plan and protect ourselves from potential harm. However, when this desire turns into obsessive worrying, it becomes counterproductive, draining our energy and pulling us away from the life we are actually living. The Stoics understood this dilemma and offered a way to navigate it, by shifting our focus away from the uncertain future and grounding ourselves in the certainty of the present moment. The Stoics taught that the present moment is all we truly have. The past is gone and the future is yet to come. The only time we can act, influence, and live is now. By focusing on the present, we can engage fully with life as it unfolds, rather than being distracted by fears of what might be. This focus on the present moment allows us to make the most of our time, to appreciate the beauty and opportunities that exist right here and now, and to reduce the anxiety that comes from worrying about what the future might hold. One of the first steps in letting go of future anxieties is to practice mindfulness, being fully aware of the present moment without judgment. Mindfulness, as the Stoics practiced it, involves paying close attention to your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings, noticing them without getting lost in them. It's about observing your worries about the future, acknowledging them, but not letting them dominate your mind. By practicing mindfulness, you can gently bring your focus back to the present, where your power lies. Imagine, for example, that you are sitting at your desk, worrying about an upcoming project deadline. Your mind races with thoughts of what could go wrong, how you might fail, or what others might think. In this moment, you are not living in the present. You are living in a future that hasn't even happened yet. and this robs you of your ability to perform well right now. But if you can catch yourself in this moment, bring your attention back to the task at hand, and focus on what you can do now, you reclaim your power. You can take a deep breath, ground yourself in the present, and take the next step forward, no matter how small. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of focusing on what is within your control. Much of our anxiety about the future stems from trying to control things that are inherently uncontrollable: the actions of others, the outcomes of events, or the twists and turns of life itself. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control the future, we can control our thoughts, actions, and responses in the present. By directing our energy toward what we can control, we not only reduce anxiety, but also empower ourselves to take meaningful action. Consider the simple but profound words of Epictetus. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. When you worry about the future, you are often imagining worst-case scenarios and interpreting them as inevitable. But these scenarios are just that: imaginations, not reality. The Stoics encourage us to challenge these interpretations and focus instead on what we can do right now to influence our circumstances positively. This might mean taking practical steps toward your goals, seeking support when needed, or simply accepting that some things are beyond your control. Another powerful Stoic practice for reducing future anxiety is the concept of memento mori, or the remembrance of death. While this might seem morbid at first glance, the Stoics used this practice to remind themselves of the transient nature of life and the futility of worrying about a future that is never guaranteed. By reflecting on the impermanence of life, they cultivated a deep appreciation for the present moment and a determination to live fully within it. This practice encourages us to let go of the fear of the unknown and to embrace each day as a precious gift. Memento mori can be practiced in various ways. You might choose to meditate on the idea of impermanence, reminding yourself that life is fleeting and that the future is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced with open hands. Or you might use a physical reminder, such as a piece of jewelry or a simple note, to keep this perspective close to you throughout the day. By regularly reflecting on the temporary nature of life, you can free yourself from the paralyzing grip of future anxieties and focus instead on making the most of the time you have now. In addition to memento mori, the Stoics also practiced the art of amor fati, or the love of fate. This concept encourages us to embrace everything that happens in our lives, including the challenges and uncertainties, as necessary and valuable parts of our journey. When you love your fate, you accept that the future will bring both joys and sorrows, but you trust that each experience will contribute to your growth and development. This mindset helps you to approach the future with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than fear and resistance. Amor fati can be particularly powerful when facing uncertainty. Instead of worrying about what might go wrong, you can choose to see every potential outcome as an opportunity for learning and growth. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that happens, but rather actively engaging with life, knowing that whatever comes your way, you have the strength and wisdom to navigate it. By embracing your fate with love and acceptance, you can reduce your anxiety about the future and focus on living fully in the present. Another key to anchoring yourself in the present is practicing gratitude, a recurring theme in Stoic philosophy. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack or fear, losing to what you already have and can appreciate right now. It helps you ground yourself in the richness of the present moment, counteracting the tendency to fixate on future uncertainties. The Stoics believed that by cultivating gratitude, you can find contentment and peace, regardless of external circumstances. To incorporate gratitude into your daily life, consider keeping a gratitude journal. Each evening, as part of your reflection ritual, write down 3 things you are grateful for that day. These can be simple things, like a warm cup of tea, a kind word from a friend, or a moment of quiet in nature. By consistently focusing on the good in your life, you train your mind to dwell less on what might go wrong in the future and more on what is going right in the present. In moments of future-related anxiety, another Stoic tool you can use is cognitive reframing. This involves consciously shifting your perspective on a situation to see it in a more positive or neutral light. For instance, if you find yourself worrying about a future challenge, ask yourself how you might grow from it, what lessons it could teach you, or how it could make you stronger. Reframing helps you to see the potential benefits in every situation, reducing the fear of the unknown and encouraging a more balanced view of the future. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, often used reframing in his meditations. He would remind himself that obstacles are not inherently bad, they are simply part of the natural order of life. By reframing challenges as opportunities for growth, he was able to face the future with equanimity and strength. You can do the same by consciously choosing to see the silver lining in every cloud, no matter how daunting the future may seem. Another important Stoic practice for reducing anxiety about the future is setting realistic expectations. The Stoics understood that much of our suffering comes from unmet expectations, when reality doesn't align with what we hoped or feared. By setting realistic expectations, you can better prepare yourself for the future without falling into the trap of excessive worry. This involves acknowledging that while you can influence certain outcomes, you cannot control everything, and that's okay. To set realistic expectations, start by being honest with yourself about what you can and cannot control. Focus on the aspects of your life where you can make a difference and let go of the need to control everything else. For example, if you're worried about a job interview, you can prepare by researching the company and practicing your answers, but you cannot control the interviewer's decision. By accepting this, you reduce the pressure on yourself and create a more balanced view of the situation. Another way to anchor yourself in the present and reduce future anxiety is by embracing the practice of daily rituals. Rituals provide structure and stability in your life, giving you a sense of control over the present moment. They can be as simple as a morning walk, a cup of tea, or a few minutes of meditation. These rituals help you to focus on the here and now, providing a grounding point that brings you back to the present whenever your mind starts to wander into the future. Daily rituals also reinforce the Stoic principle of living according to your values. When you engage in activities that align with your values and goals, you create a sense of purpose and fulfillment that diminishes the need to worry about the future. For example, if one of your values is personal growth, you might create a daily ritual of reading or journaling. This practice not only keeps you grounded in the present, but also ensures that you are continuously working toward becoming the best version of yourself. Stoicism also teaches the value of focusing on your duties and responsibilities in the present moment. The Stoics believed that by attending to your duties with care and attention, you can create a sense of order and purpose in your life that helps to dispel future-related anxieties. This involves fully engaging in whatever task is before you, no matter how mundane or challenging, and doing it to the best of your ability. When you focus on fulfilling your responsibilities in the present, you are less likely to be consumed by worries about the future. In moments when anxiety about the future feels overwhelming, it can also be helpful to practice what the Stoics called the dichotomy of control. This concept involves distinguishing between what is within your control and what is not. By focusing only on what you can control, your actions, thoughts, and responses, you free yourself from the burden of trying to manage the uncontrollable. This practice not only reduces anxiety, but also empowers you to take meaningful action in the present. The dichotomy of control is especially useful in situations where the future feels uncertain or unpredictable. For example, if you're worried about a loved one's health, recognize that while you cannot control the outcome, you can control how you support them, the care you provide, and the love you offer. By focusing on these aspects, you shift your energy away from unproductive worry and toward actions that make a real difference. Finally, one of the most powerful Stoic practices for anchoring yourself in the present is the cultivation of inner tranquility. The Stoics believed that true peace comes from within, not from external circumstances. This tranquility is cultivated through the consistent practice of Stoic principles, such as mindfulness, gratitude, and acceptance. By regularly engaging in these practices, you develop a deep inner calm that remains steady even in the face of future uncertainties. Inner tranquility is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about maintaining a sense of balance and perspective no matter what happens. This tranquility allows you to approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness rather than fear and resistance. It helps you to see each moment as an opportunity to live fully and authentically without being weighed down by the uncertainties of the future. In conclusion, by applying Stoic teachings, you can learn to stop worrying about the future and anchor yourself in the present. Through practices such as mindfulness, cognitive reframing, realistic expectations, daily rituals, the dichotomy of control, and the cultivation of inner tranquility, you can reduce anxiety and live more fully in the here and now. The Stoics remind us that the present moment is all we truly have, and that by embracing it with an open heart and a clear mind, we can find peace and fulfillment regardless of what the future may hold. As you continue to integrate these Stoic practices into your daily life, you'll find that your anxiety about the future begins to diminish. You'll become more adept at recognizing when your mind starts to drift into unproductive worry and more skilled at bringing your focus back to the present. Over time, you'll cultivate a deep sense of inner peace that remains unshaken by the uncertainties of life. The Stoics offer us a timeless guide to living in the present moment, reminding us that by letting go of our fears about the future, we can truly embrace the richness of life as it unfolds before us. Each day presents a new opportunity to practice these teachings and to strengthen your ability to live fully in the present. By letting go of future worries and focusing on what you can control, you empower yourself to create a life that is grounded, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling. The Stoic path is one of continuous growth and self-improvement, and by anchoring yourself in the present, you ensure that you are always moving forward, always becoming the person you were meant to be. As you anchor yourself more deeply in the present, free from the anxieties of an uncertain future, you may start to notice another layer of challenges that often goes unnoticed, those insidious, destructive thought patterns that subtly shape your daily experience. These thoughts can creep in quietly, often under the radar, yet they wield immense power over how you perceive the world, how you react to challenges, and ultimately, how you live your life. They are the silent architects of your reality, crafting your inner world in ways that can either uplift you or drag you down into despair. But what if you could uncover these hidden thoughts, bring them into the light, and transform them? What if you could identify the patterns that no longer serve you, that keep you stuck in cycles of negativity, and replace them with thoughts that empower you, that align with your values and your vision for your life? The Stoics, with their deep understanding of the mind, offer profound insights into how to identify and change these destructive thought patterns, providing a pathway to a more balanced, resilient, and fulfilling life. Imagine waking up each day with a mind that is clear, focused, and free from the burdens of negative thinking. Picture yourself navigating through your day without the weight of self-doubt, fear, or frustration, able to face whatever comes your way with calm and confidence. This is not just wishful thinking, it is entirely within your reach when you apply the Stoic principles to transform the way you think. The Stoics taught that our thoughts are the primary drivers of our emotions and actions. What we think shapes how we feel, and ultimately, how we behave. When our thoughts are rooted in negativity, fear, or irrationality, they lead to emotions like anxiety, anger, and despair, which in turn affect our actions, often in ways that are counterproductive or harmful. By identifying and changing these destructive thought patterns, you can begin to reclaim your mind, shifting your emotions and behaviors in ways that lead to greater peace, clarity, and effectiveness. One of the most common destructive thought patterns is catastrophizing, imagining the worst possible outcome in any given situation. This pattern of thinking often leads to unnecessary stress and anxiety as your mind races to envision every potential disaster. The Stoics recognized this tendency and offered a powerful counter-practice, rational examination. Instead of allowing your mind to spiral into catastrophic thinking, the Stoics encouraged you to step back and assess the situation logically. What are the actual facts? What evidence do you have that the worst-case scenario will happen? By questioning your catastrophic thoughts, you can often diffuse their power and see the situation more clearly. For example, if you find yourself worrying that a mistake at work will lead to you losing your job, pause and examine the situation rationally. Is it likely that a single mistake will result in such a severe consequence? What steps can you take to correct the mistake or to prevent it from happening again? By focusing on what you can do rather than what might go wrong, you shift your mind from a state of fear to one of action and problem-solving. This approach is at the heart of Stoic practice, focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the rest. Another destructive thought pattern is overgeneralization, where you take a single event and apply it broadly across your life. This often shows up in thoughts like, "I always fail," or "nothing ever works out for me." These sweeping statements are rarely based on reality and serve only to reinforce a negative self-image. The Stoics teach us to focus on the specific rather than the general, to see each event as a standalone occurrence rather than evidence of a broader truth about ourselves. When you catch yourself overgeneralizing, challenge the thought by looking for exceptions. Ask yourself, is it really true that I always fail? Can I think of times when I've succeeded? By bringing these exceptions to mind, you weaken the grip of overgeneralization and open up a more balanced, accurate view of your capabilities and experiences. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection and examination, urging us to be precise and honest in our assessments of ourselves and our circumstances. Overgeneralization can also be tied to a deeper fear of failure or rejection. By assuming that one setback defines your entire life, you create a narrative that limits your potential. The Stoics remind us that setbacks are not permanent markers of our worth or abilities, but are instead opportunities for growth and learning. Every situation is unique, and by recognizing the specific context of each event, you free yourself from the burden of false generalizations. Personalization is another common destructive thought pattern, taking responsibility for things that are beyond your control. This might manifest as believing that you are the cause of someone else's bad mood, or that a negative outcome is entirely your fault. The Stoics emphasize the importance of recognizing the limits of your control, reminding you that while you are responsible for your actions, you are not responsible for the actions or emotions of others. By focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot, you free yourself from the burden of unnecessary guilt and self-blame. For instance, if a friend seems distant or upset, instead of assuming that you are the cause, consider other factors that might be influencing their behavior. Reflect on whether there is anything you can do to support them, but also recognize that their emotions are ultimately their responsibility. By adopting this perspective, you can maintain healthy boundaries and avoid the trap of personalization. The Stoics teach us that while we can influence others through our actions, we cannot control their internal experiences, and recognizing this boundary is key to maintaining our peace of mind. Another destructive thought pattern that the Stoics warned against is all or nothing thinking, where you see things in black and white, with no room for nuance or middle ground. This type of thinking can lead to perfectionism, where anything less than perfect is viewed as a complete failure, or it can result in a defeatist attitude, where a single setback is seen as a total loss. The Stoics encouraged a more flexible, balanced approach, recognizing that life is rarely black and white, and that there is often value in the gray areas. When you find yourself thinking in absolutes, pause and consider whether there is a middle ground. Ask yourself, is it really true that I've completely failed, or is there something I can learn from this experience? By embracing the complexity of life, you can move away from rigid thinking and toward a more nuanced, resilient mindset. The Stoics believed that life is full of shades and subtleties, and by acknowledging this, you can approach challenges with greater wisdom and adaptability. All or nothing thinking often stems from a fear of vulnerability and uncertainty. By demanding perfection from yourself or others, you attempt to create a sense of control in an inherently uncontrollable world. The Stoics remind us that true strength lies in accepting imperfection and uncertainty as natural parts of life. By allowing for mistakes and setbacks, you create space for growth, learning, and ultimately, greater success. Another thought pattern that can be particularly destructive is emotional reasoning, believing that your emotions reflect reality. For example, if you feel anxious about a situation, you might conclude that the situation is inherently dangerous or threatening, even if there is little evidence to support this belief. The Stoics teach that emotions are not always reliable indicators of truth, and they encourage us to question our emotional responses rather than accept them at face value. When you notice yourself engaging in emotional reasoning, take a step back and ask yourself whether your feelings are based on facts or assumptions. Consider whether there are other possible explanations for your emotions and whether your feelings might be clouding your judgment. By separating your emotions from the facts of the situation, you can make more rational, grounded decisions. The Stoics believed that while emotions are natural and inevitable, they should not dictate our actions. Instead, they should be observed and understood, but ultimately guided by reason. Emotional reasoning can also lead to self-fulfilling prophecies, where your negative emotions create the very outcomes you fear. For instance, if you feel anxious about a social situation and assume that others will judge you negatively, your anxiety might cause you to withdraw or act awkwardly, leading others to respond in a way that confirms your fears. The Stoics encourage us to break this cycle by recognizing that our emotions are not the ultimate truth, and by choosing to act in ways that align with our values and goals, rather than our fears. Mind reading is another destructive thought pattern where you assume you know what others are thinking, often in a negative way. This might involve believing that others are judging you, disapproving of you, or harboring negative thoughts about you, even when there is no concrete evidence to support these assumptions. The Stoics remind us that we cannot know the minds of others, and that it is unwise to assume we can. Instead, they encourage us to focus on our own thoughts and actions, which are within our control. If you catch yourself mind reading, challenge the assumption by asking yourself, what evidence do I have that this person is thinking negatively about me? Is it possible that I'm projecting my own insecurities onto them? By questioning these assumptions, you can free yourself from unnecessary stress and focus on what is actually happening rather than what you imagine might be happening. The Stoics teach that much of our suffering comes not from external events, but from the interpretations and assumptions we attach to them. By clarifying these assumptions, you can see reality more clearly and respond more effectively. Mind reading often stems from a deep-seated fear of rejection or disapproval. By assuming the worst about what others think, you attempt to protect yourself from potential harm, but in doing so, you create unnecessary stress and anxiety. The Stoics encourage us to let go of these assumptions and to trust in our ability to handle whatever others might think or say. By focusing on your own actions and intentions, you can create a sense of inner peace that is not dependent on the opinions of others. Another thought pattern that can lead to unnecessary suffering is fortune-telling, predicting negative outcomes without any real basis for doing so. This might involve assuming that things will go wrong, that you will fail, or that others will let you down, even before the situation has played out. The Stoics encourage us to avoid this type of thinking by focusing on the present moment and what we can do to influence the outcome, rather than jumping to negative conclusions. When you notice yourself engaging in fortune-telling, remind yourself that the future is uncertain and that worrying about it only distracts you from taking effective action in the present. Consider what steps you can take now to prepare for the future and focus on those, rather than dwelling on potential negative outcomes. The Stoics believed that while it is natural to think about the future, it is unwise to allow these thoughts to dominate our present actions. By focusing on the here and now, you can make more informed, rational decisions that lead to better outcomes. Fortune-telling often arises from a desire to predict and control the future, but the Stoics teach that the future is inherently unpredictable. By accepting this uncertainty and focusing on what you can control in the present, you free yourself from the burden of trying to foresee every possible outcome. This approach allows you to navigate life's challenges with greater flexibility and resilience, trusting that you have the inner resources to handle whatever comes your way. Another common destructive thought pattern is labeling, assigning a fixed, negative identity to yourself or others based on a single action or event. This might involve thinking of yourself as a failure because of a mistake, or labeling someone else as incompetent because of a single error. The Stoics teach us to avoid labeling ourselves or others, recognizing that everyone is a complex, evolving individual, and that a single action or event does not define who we are. If you catch yourself labeling, take a step back and consider the broader context. Ask yourself whether it is fair or accurate to define yourself or someone else based on a single action. Consider what other factors might be at play and whether there is room for growth and change. By avoiding labels, you allow yourself and others the opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. The Stoics remind us that our identities are not fixed, but are constantly shaped by our choices and actions. By resisting the urge to label, you create space for transformation and growth. Labeling often arises from a desire to simplify and categorize the world around us, but the Stoics teach that life is far more nuanced and complex than any label can capture. By recognizing this complexity, you can approach yourself and others with greater compassion and understanding, allowing for mistakes and imperfections while still striving for improvement. This mindset fosters a more balanced, resilient approach to life, where growth and learning are prioritized over rigid judgments. Another destructive thought pattern that can undermine your well-being is should statements, rigid expectations you place on yourself or others. These statements often involve thinking that things should be a certain way, or that you should be able to achieve something, leading to frustration and disappointment when reality doesn't align with your expectations. The Stoics encourage us to focus on what is, rather than what should be, and to accept reality as it is, while still striving to improve. When you notice yourself using should statements, pause and consider whether these expectations are realistic or helpful. Ask yourself whether you can reframe the statement in a more flexible, compassionate way. For example, instead of thinking, "I should be more successful by now," you might think, "I am doing my best, and I will continue to work toward my goals." By letting go of rigid expectations, you can reduce frustration and approach life with greater acceptance and resilience. The Stoics believed that while it is important to set goals and strive for improvement, it is equally important to accept the present moment as it is, without imposing unrealistic demands on yourself or others. Should statements often stem from a desire to control or perfect our lives, but the Stoics remind us that life is inherently imperfect and uncontrollable. By releasing these rigid expectations, you create space for more flexible, adaptive thinking that allows you to navigate life's challenges with greater ease. This approach not only reduces stress and frustration, but also fosters a sense of inner peace and contentment as you learn to accept yourself and your circumstances as they are, while still working toward positive change. Blaming is another destructive thought pattern that can create conflict and resentment, both toward yourself and others. This involves placing responsibility for your feelings or circumstances on external factors, such as other people or situations, rather than taking responsibility for your own reactions and choices. The Stoics teach that while external events may influence us, it is our internal response that truly matters. By taking responsibility for your own thoughts and actions, you can regain control over your life and reduce the tendency to blame others. If you catch yourself blaming others for your feelings or circumstances, pause and reflect on your own role in the situation. Ask yourself what choices you have made that contributed to the outcome and what you can do to improve the situation moving forward. By taking ownership of your reactions, you empower yourself to make positive changes rather than remaining stuck in a cycle of blame and resentment. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from within, and that by taking responsibility for our own lives, we free ourselves from the constraints of external circumstances. Blaming often arises from a desire to avoid responsibility or to protect our self-image, but the Stoics teach that true strength lies in acknowledging our role in creating our reality. By taking ownership of our thoughts and actions, we empower ourselves to create positive change and to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and wisdom. This approach fosters a sense of inner autonomy and control, allowing us to move through life with confidence and purpose. Finally, one of the most pervasive and destructive thought patterns is self-doubt, questioning your own worth, abilities, and potential. This pattern often manifests as thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never succeed," or "I don't deserve happiness." The Stoics teach us that self-doubt is often based on irrational beliefs, and that we have the power to challenge these thoughts and replace them with more empowering ones. When you notice self-doubt creeping in, challenge the thought by asking yourself whether it is truly based on reality or whether it is a reflection of your fears and insecurities. Consider whether there is evidence to support your abilities and worth, and remind yourself of your past successes and strengths. By challenging self-doubt and focusing on your strengths, you can build greater confidence and resilience, allowing you to pursue your goals with determination and courage. The Stoics remind us that our worth is not determined by external achievements or opinions, but by our inner character and the choices we make. Self-doubt often arises from a fear of failure or rejection, But the Stoics teach that these fears are natural and can be overcome through rational examination and self-compassion. By recognizing the irrationality of self-doubt and choosing to focus on your strengths and potential, you create a more positive, empowering narrative that supports your growth and success. This mindset fosters a sense of inner confidence and resilience, allowing you to pursue your goals with clarity and purpose. By identifying and transforming these destructive thought patterns, you can begin to reclaim your mind and create a more balanced, resilient, and fulfilling life. The Stoics offer powerful insights and practices for changing the way you think, allowing you to move away from negativity and toward a more positive, empowered mindset. As you continue to apply these Stoic teachings, you will find that your thoughts become more aligned with your values and your vision for your life, allowing you to live with greater peace, clarity, and purpose. Each day presents an opportunity to practice these teachings and to strengthen your ability to think in ways that support your well-being and growth. By becoming more aware of your thoughts and challenging those that no longer serve you, you can transform your inner world and, in turn, your outer reality. The Stoic path is one of continuous self-improvement, and by changing your thought patterns, you take a significant step toward living a life that is truly aligned with your highest self, free from the limitations of destructive thinking. As you continue on this journey, remember that transformation is a process that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. The Stoics teach us that true change comes from within, and that by cultivating a mindset rooted in wisdom, resilience, and self-awareness, you can create a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. By identifying and transforming these destructive thought patterns, you open the door to a new way of thinking and being, one that supports your growth, happiness, and success. The Stoic insights into thought patterns are timeless, offering a roadmap for navigating the complexities of the human mind. By applying these teachings, you can cultivate a mindset that is not only free from destructive thinking, but also deeply aligned with your values and aspirations. This journey of transformation is not just about changing your thoughts. It is about embracing a new way of living, one that is grounded in wisdom, guided by reason, and enriched by a deep sense of inner peace and fulfillment. As you identify and transform the destructive thought patterns that once held you back, you begin to see the profound impact of your inner world on your outer experience. Your thoughts shape your emotions, and your emotions, in turn, influence how you react to the world around you. It becomes clear that to truly master your life, you must master your reactions, those fleeting, intense responses that arise in the heat of the moment, often before you've had a chance to think. These reactions can either propel you forward or pull you back, and the key to navigating them lies in one powerful truth: you are in control. But how often do we forget this? How often do we feel as though we are at the mercy of our emotions, as though they are wild forces beyond our command? In the midst of anger, fear, or frustration, it can feel as though our emotions are in control of us, dictating our actions and decisions. Yet, the Stoics offer a different perspective, one that places the reins firmly back in your hands. They teach us that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. And in mastering our reactions, we reclaim our power and shape our lives with intention and wisdom. Imagine for a moment the strength and peace that comes from knowing that, no matter what life throws at you, you can choose your response. Picture yourself in a challenging situation, feeling the familiar surge of emotion, but instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, breathe, and respond with clarity and composure. This is the essence of Stoic mastery, acting as if you are in control because you are. The first step in mastering your reactions is to recognize that emotions, while powerful, are not facts. They are transient states that reflect your thoughts and interpretations, not necessarily the reality of the situation. The Stoics taught that by examining your emotions rather than being swept away by them, you can begin to understand their origins and influence. This awareness is the foundation of emotional mastery, allowing you to respond to situations with greater deliberation and wisdom. Consider the moment when anger flares up in response to a perceived injustice. It's easy to let that anger take over, to lash out or make impulsive decisions that you might later regret. But what if, instead, you could pause and ask yourself, why am I angry? What thoughts are fueling this emotion? By taking a moment to reflect, you can often diffuse the intensity of your anger and choose a response that is more aligned with your values and long-term goals. This practice of self-reflection is central to the Stoic approach to emotional mastery, helping you to respond rather than react. Another key Stoic technique for mastering your reactions is the practice of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring your emotions, but rather observing them with a sense of distance and perspective. The Stoics believed that by cultivating detachment, you can create a space between the stimulus and your response, a space where you can choose how to act, rather than being driven by impulse. Imagine, for example, that you receive a piece of criticism at work. Your initial reaction might be one of defensiveness or hurt, but if you can practice detachment, you create a buffer between the criticism and your response. In that buffer, you have the opportunity to assess the situation objectively. Is the criticism valid? Can it help you improve? By detaching from the immediate emotional response, you can choose to respond in a way that is constructive and beneficial, rather than reactive and defensive. Detachment also involves recognizing that many of the things we react to are beyond our control. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control the actions or opinions of others, the outcomes of events, or the external circumstances of our lives. What we can control, however, is our own attitude and response. By focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the rest, you free yourself from the tyranny of external forces and reclaim your inner peace. One practical way to cultivate detachment is through the Stoic practice of negative visualization. This involves mentally rehearsing potential challenges or setbacks, imagining how you would respond to them, and then releasing any attachment to the outcome. By visualizing difficult situations in advance, you prepare yourself to face them with equanimity, knowing that you have already considered how to respond in a calm and controlled manner. This practice helps to reduce the shock and intensity of unexpected events, allowing you to maintain your composure and make deliberate choices, even in the face of adversity. Another powerful Stoic technique for mastering your reactions is the use of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This involves anticipating potential difficulties and mentally preparing yourself to face them with courage and resilience. By acknowledging that challenges are an inevitable part of life, you can reduce the emotional impact when they occur and respond with greater strength and clarity. For example, before entering a potentially stressful situation, you might take a moment to imagine the various ways it could unfold. You consider the worst-case scenario, not as a way of dwelling on negativity, but as a means of preparing yourself mentally and emotionally. By doing so, you diminish the power of fear and anxiety, and when the situation arises, you are better equipped to handle it with calm and control. This practice of mental rehearsal is a cornerstone of Stoic resilience, helping you to face challenges with a steady mind and a prepared heart. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of mindfulness in mastering your reactions. Mindfulness, in the Stoic sense, involves being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. This heightened awareness allows you to catch your emotional reactions as they arise, giving you the opportunity to choose how to respond rather than reacting on autopilot. Imagine yourself in a situation where you feel frustration building, perhaps a conversation that isn't going the way you hoped, or a task that isn't progressing as planned. In that moment, mindfulness helps you to pause, notice the frustration, and choose how to proceed. Rather than allowing the frustration to escalate, you can take a deep breath, focus on the present moment, and decide on a course of action that aligns with your values and goals. This practice of mindful awareness is essential for maintaining control over your reactions and navigating challenges with grace and composure. Mindfulness also helps you to recognize the impermanence of your emotions. The Stoics taught that emotions, like all things, are transient. They come and go, often changing from moment to moment. By observing your emotions mindfully, you can see them for what they are, passing states of mind that do not define you or dictate your actions. This perspective allows you to remain grounded in the face of emotional turbulence, knowing that no matter how intense an emotion may feel in the moment, it will eventually pass. Another key aspect of Stoic practice is the cultivation of inner calm, or ataraxia, a state of tranquility and freedom from disturbance. The Stoics believed that true inner calm comes from aligning your thoughts and actions with your highest values, and from letting go of attachments to external outcomes. By cultivating this inner calm, you create a stable foundation from which to respond to life's challenges, rather than being tossed about by every passing emotion or circumstance. To cultivate inner calm, the Stoics recommend regular practices such as meditation, reflection, and journaling. These practices help you to connect with your inner self, clarify your values, and strengthen your resolve to live in accordance with them. By taking time each day to cultivate this inner calm, you build a reservoir of strength and resilience that supports you in mastering your reactions and maintaining control, even in the most challenging situations. In moments of intense emotion, it can also be helpful to practice the Stoic technique of self-distancing. This involves viewing the situation from an outside perspective, as if you were observing it happening to someone else. By creating this psychological distance, you can reduce the intensity of your emotional response and approach the situation with greater objectivity and clarity. For example, if you find yourself caught in a heated argument, you might mentally step back and observe the interaction as if you were watching it from a distance. This self-distancing allows you to see the situation more clearly, recognizing the underlying dynamics and identifying more constructive ways to respond. By practicing self-distancing, you can break free from the immediate emotional pull of the situation and choose a response that is more thoughtful and aligned with your long-term goals. Another powerful Stoic practice for mastering your reactions is the use of affirmations. The Stoics often repeated phrases or maxims to themselves as a way of reinforcing their beliefs and maintaining their focus. These affirmations served as reminders of their values and commitments, helping them to stay grounded and centered in the face of challenges. You might choose to adopt a Stoic affirmation that resonates with you, such as, "I am in control of my reactions," "I choose to respond with calm and wisdom," or "I focus on what is within my control." By repeating these affirmations regularly, you reinforce your commitment to mastering your reactions and remind yourself of your ability to choose how you respond to any situation. These affirmations can serve as powerful anchors, helping you to stay connected to your inner strength and clarity, even in the midst of emotional turbulence. In addition to these techniques, the Stoics also emphasized the importance of perspective in mastering your reactions. They taught that by viewing situations in the broader context of your life and the universe, you can reduce the emotional impact of individual events and respond with greater equanimity. This practice of zooming out allows you to see the bigger picture, recognizing that many of the things that seem overwhelming in the moment are, in fact, relatively minor in the grand scheme of things. For example, if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by a work deadline, you might pause and consider how this deadline fits into the larger context of your life. Will it matter a year from now? 5 years from now? By gaining perspective, you can reduce the intensity of your emotional response and approach the situation with a more balanced, grounded mindset. This practice of perspective-taking is a key element of Stoic wisdom, helping you to maintain control over your reactions and navigate life's challenges with greater ease. Another important Stoic principle is the idea of embracing impermanence, the recognition that all things, including your emotions and circumstances, are temporary. The Stoics taught that by accepting the impermanence of life, you can cultivate a sense of detachment and resilience, knowing that no matter how difficult a situation may be, it will eventually pass. This acceptance of impermanence allows you to remain calm and centered in the face of change, rather than being swept away by the tides of emotion. To embrace impermanence, the Stoics recommend regularly reflecting on the transient nature of life, using practices such as memento mori, the remembrance of death, to remind yourself of the fleeting nature of all things. By keeping this perspective in mind, you can approach life with a sense of equanimity, knowing that both joys and sorrows are temporary and that your true peace comes from within. In moments of intense emotion, it can also be helpful to practice the Stoic technique of reframing. This involves consciously shifting your perspective on a situation, choosing to see it in a more positive or constructive light. For example, instead of viewing a setback as a failure, you might reframe it as a learning opportunity or a chance to grow. By changing the way you interpret events, you can transform your emotional response and approach challenges with greater resilience and optimism. Reframing is a powerful tool for mastering your reactions, as it allows you to take control of your narrative and choose a perspective that empowers you, rather than one that diminishes you. The Stoics believed that the way we interpret events is more important than the events themselves, and by practicing reframing, you can shape your reality in ways that support your well-being and growth. Another key aspect of Stoic practice is the cultivation of virtues, such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. The Stoics taught that by living in accordance with these virtues, you can maintain control over your reactions and navigate life's challenges with integrity and strength. These virtues serve as guiding principles, helping you to make decisions that are aligned with your values and to respond to situations in ways that reflect your highest self. For example, in a situation where you feel tempted to react impulsively, you might ask yourself, what would wisdom dictate in this situation? How can I respond with courage and integrity? By grounding your actions in these virtues, you can rise above the immediate emotional response and choose a course of action that is consistent with your values and long-term goals. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of practice and repetition in mastering your reactions. They believed that self-mastery is not achieved overnight, but through consistent, daily effort. By regularly practicing these Stoic techniques, reflection, detachment, mindfulness, perspective-taking, reframing, and the cultivation of virtues, you gradually build the mental and emotional strength needed to maintain control in even the most challenging situations. In moments of doubt or difficulty, it can be helpful to remember that the journey of self-mastery is a lifelong process, one that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. The Stoics teach us that true strength lies not in never feeling emotions, but in learning to navigate them with wisdom and grace. By committing to this journey, you empower yourself to live a life that is grounded, resilient, and deeply aligned with your highest values. As you continue to apply these Stoic techniques, you will find that your reactions become more measured, your emotions more balanced, and your actions more intentional. You will develop a sense of inner calm and control that allows you to face life's challenges with confidence and composure, knowing that you have the power to choose how you respond to any situation. By acting as if you are in control and applying these Stoic strategies for mastering your reactions, you can cultivate a life of greater peace, clarity, and fulfillment. The Stoics offer us a timeless guide to emotional mastery, reminding us that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. By embracing this truth and practicing these techniques, you take a significant step toward living a life that is not only resilient in the face of challenges, but also deeply aligned with your values and aspirations. The journey of self-mastery is one of continuous growth and learning, and as you continue on this path, you will discover new depths of strength, wisdom, and peace within yourself. The Stoics remind us that the true measure of our lives is not found in the external circumstances we face, but in how we choose to navigate them. By mastering your reactions and maintaining control, you create a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and inner tranquility, one that reflects the best of who you are and the potential of who you can become. As you continue to master your reactions and cultivate a sense of inner control, a deeper strength begins to emerge, a strength rooted not just in how you manage external challenges, but in how you perceive and value yourself. This strength is the foundation of unshakable confidence, a state of being where your sense of worth and capability is not dependent on external validation or fleeting circumstances. It's a confidence that is steady and resilient, one that allows you to face life's uncertainties with a calm assurance, knowing that you are prepared to handle whatever comes your way. But what if you don't always feel this confident? What if doubts creep in, undermining your sense of self-worth and capability? Confidence is not something that we either have or don't have. It is something that can be cultivated, nurtured, and strengthened over time. And here, once again, the Stoics offer timeless wisdom, lessons that guide you in building a confidence that is as deep as it is enduring. Imagine walking through life with a confidence that doesn't waver in the face of criticism, failure, or the unknown. Picture yourself in challenging situations where, instead of shrinking back, you step forward with a sense of purpose and conviction. This kind of confidence is not about arrogance or overestimating your abilities. It is about having a grounded belief in your own capacity to navigate life's challenges, to learn from every experience, and to grow stronger with each step. The Stoics understood that true confidence is built from within, through a disciplined practice of self-awareness, reflection, and action. It is not something bestowed upon you by others, nor is it dependent on external success or recognition. Instead, it comes from knowing who you are, understanding your values, and trusting in your ability to act in alignment with them, regardless of the outcome. One of the foundational lessons the Stoics teach us about building confidence is the importance of self-knowledge. Confidence begins with a deep understanding of who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, and your purpose. The Stoics believed that by knowing yourself, you create a solid foundation from which confidence can grow. This self-knowledge allows you to move through the world with a sense of clarity and direction, grounded in an authentic understanding of your capabilities and potential. To develop self-knowledge, the Stoics encourage regular self-reflection and journaling. By taking the time to examine your thoughts, actions, and motivations, you gain insight into what drives you and where you might need to grow. This practice of introspection is not about self-criticism. Rather, it is about cultivating a clear, honest view of yourself, free from illusions or distortions. With this clarity, you can approach challenges with a confident sense of who you are and what you stand for. Through this process of self-reflection, you begin to identify patterns in your behavior, thoughts, and emotions. You start to see where you excel and where you struggle, which allows you to develop a more accurate self-concept. This is crucial because confidence built on self-knowledge is far more resilient than confidence based on external factors. When you know yourself well, you're less likely to be shaken by the opinions of others or by temporary setbacks. The practice of journaling, in particular, can be a powerful tool for building self-knowledge. By regularly writing down your thoughts, experiences, and reflections, you create a space to explore your inner world in a structured way. Over time, these entries become a valuable resource, allowing you to track your growth and identify areas where you've developed greater confidence. Journaling also helps to clarify your values, which are central to the Stoic approach to confidence. When you're clear about what you stand for, your confidence becomes anchored in something deeper than external achievements. Another key Stoic lesson in building confidence is the practice of embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. The Stoics believed that adversity is not something to be feared, but something to be welcomed as a teacher. When you face difficulties with a mindset of growth, you build resilience and confidence in your ability to overcome obstacles. Each challenge you face becomes a stepping stone, a chance to prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever life throws your way. For instance, when confronted with a difficult task or situation, instead of shying away, the Stoics would encourage you to embrace it with the knowledge that every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your character and skills. By consistently stepping outside of your comfort zone and tackling challenges head-on, you build a track record of success that bolsters your confidence. This approach shifts your focus from fear of failure to the excitement of growth, transforming adversity into a source of strength. The Stoics had a phrase for this approach: amor fati, or the love of fate. This concept encourages embracing whatever happens as necessary and valuable, even the difficult or painful experiences. By adopting this mindset, you train yourself to see challenges as opportunities to demonstrate your strengths and to grow. Over time, this builds a form of confidence that is not only resilient, but also deeply rooted in the understanding that you are capable of handling life's ups and downs with grace. The Stoics also teach that by accepting the inevitability of challenges, you reduce the anxiety associated with them. When you expect life to be difficult at times, you're less likely to be thrown off balance when those difficulties arise. This acceptance doesn't mean that you don't work to overcome challenges, but rather that you approach them with a calm and confident mindset, knowing that they are part of the natural order of life. Another powerful Stoic teaching for building confidence is the cultivation of resilience. Confidence is not about never experiencing setbacks or failures. It is about knowing that you can recover and move forward when they happen. The Stoics emphasized the importance of resilience, of bouncing back from difficulties with renewed determination. Resilience is built through the repeated experience of overcoming obstacles, each time reinforcing your belief in your own strength and capability. To cultivate resilience, the Stoics advise practicing mental toughness, or what they called endurance of the soul. This involves facing discomfort and difficulty with a steady mind, knowing that you have the inner resources to endure and overcome. By developing this mental toughness, you build confidence in your ability to handle whatever challenges come your way, knowing that you have the strength to persevere. Mental toughness is not about suppressing emotions or denying difficulties. Rather, it's about maintaining a sense of perspective and control in the face of challenges. The Stoics believed that while you may not be able to control external events, you can always control your internal response. This belief is empowering because it places the source of your confidence within your control. You don't have to rely on external circumstances to feel confident. Instead, you cultivate an inner resilience that can withstand the storms of life. One way to practice mental toughness is through the Stoic exercise of negative visualization, where you periodically contemplate the worst-case scenarios you might face. This is not about being pessimistic, but about preparing yourself mentally for the challenges that might come your way. By considering these scenarios in advance, you reduce their power to intimidate you if they do occur. This practice helps to build a quiet, steady confidence that you can handle whatever life brings. Another lesson from the Stoics that is essential for building confidence is the importance of focusing on what you can control. The Stoics taught that much of our anxiety and self-doubt comes from trying to control things that are beyond our influence: other people's opinions, external events, outcomes. True confidence comes from letting go of these uncontrollable factors and focusing instead on what is within your control: your thoughts, your actions, your responses. When you direct your energy toward what you can control, you reduce the power that external circumstances have over your sense of self-worth. You begin to build confidence in your ability to make choices that align with your values, regardless of the outcome. This focus on internal control fosters a deep sense of self-reliance and confidence as you recognize that your worth and success are determined not by external validation, but by your own actions and integrity. The Stoics often use the analogy of an archer to illustrate this point. The archer can control how well he aims and how skillfully he releases the arrow, but he cannot control the wind or whether the target might move. The archer's confidence should come from knowing he has done everything within his power to shoot accurately, regardless of the outcome. By focusing on what you can control, your preparation, your effort, your intentions, you build a confidence that is independent of external circumstances. This principle is particularly powerful when applied to situations where you might typically feel insecure or anxious. For example, if you're giving a presentation at work, instead of fixating on how others will perceive you, focus on your preparation and the clarity of your message. By directing your attention to what you can control, you reduce the influence of fear and self-doubt, allowing your confidence to come from within. Another Stoic technique for building confidence is the practice of rational examination. The Stoics believed in the power of reason to guide our thoughts and actions. When doubts or fears arise, they encourage us to examine these thoughts rationally, questioning their validity and replacing them with more constructive beliefs. This practice helps to dispel irrational fears and build confidence in your ability to think clearly and act wisely. For example, if you find yourself doubting your abilities in a certain area, the Stoics would encourage you to ask yourself, what evidence do I have for this belief? Is it based on facts or assumptions? What actions can I take to improve my skills or knowledge in this area? By engaging in this rational examination, you can challenge self-doubt and replace it with a more confident, grounded perspective. This approach empowers you to take control of your thoughts and build a mindset that supports your growth and confidence. Rational examination also involves separating your emotions from the facts of a situation. The Stoics taught that our initial emotional reactions are often based on perceptions or assumptions that may not be accurate. By taking a step back and examining the situation with a cool, rational mind, you can gain clarity and reduce the influence of irrational fears. This process of rational examination is a powerful tool for building confidence because it allows you to replace unhelpful thoughts with those that are more aligned with reality. For instance, if you're nervous about an upcoming exam, instead of dwelling on thoughts like, "I'm going to fail," apply rational examination. Ask yourself, what is the likelihood of failure if I prepare adequately? What resources or strategies can I use to improve my chances of success? By focusing on the facts and taking proactive steps, you shift your mindset from fear to confidence. The Stoics also teach the value of persistence in building confidence. Confidence is not a one-time achievement. It is the result of consistent, persistent effort over time. The Stoics believed that by committing to your goals and continuing to take action, even in the face of setbacks, you gradually build confidence in your ability to succeed. This persistence reinforces your belief in your own capabilities, creating a positive cycle of action and confidence. To cultivate persistence, the Stoics encourage setting clear goals and breaking them down into manageable steps. By focusing on small, consistent actions, you build momentum and create a sense of progress, which in turn boosts your confidence. Each step forward, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve your goals and overcome challenges. This approach reminds you that confidence is built through action, not just thinking or wishing. Persistence also involves developing a long-term perspective on your goals. The Stoics understood that meaningful achievements often take time and require sustained effort. By committing to a process of continuous improvement, you build a deep confidence in your ability to persevere through difficulties and maintain your focus on your goals. This long-term commitment to your growth and success is a key factor in developing unshakable confidence. Another Stoic principle that is essential for building confidence is the cultivation of self-compassion. The Stoics understood that self-criticism and harsh judgment can undermine confidence, leading to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Instead, they encouraged treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. By practicing self-compassion, you create a supportive inner environment that allows confidence to flourish. Self-compassion involves acknowledging your mistakes and shortcomings without harsh judgment and recognizing that these experiences are part of the human journey. It's about giving yourself permission to learn, grow, and improve rather than expecting perfection. By cultivating self-compassion, you build a foundation of self-worth that is resilient in the face of challenges and setbacks, allowing you to maintain confidence even when things don't go as planned. The Stoics recognized that we are all imperfect beings, prone to errors and misjudgments. By accepting this aspect of human nature, you free yourself from the unrealistic expectation of always getting things right. Instead, you focus on learning from your experiences and moving forward with a renewed sense of purpose. This compassionate approach to self-improvement not only fosters confidence, but also promotes a healthier, more balanced relationship with yourself. Another important Stoic lesson for building confidence is the practice of gratitude. The Stoics believed that by focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you can cultivate a sense of contentment and confidence. Gratitude shifts your attention away from perceived deficiencies and toward the abundance in your life, reinforcing your sense of worth and capability. To practice gratitude, the Stoics recommend regularly reflecting on the things you are grateful for, whether it's your strengths, your relationships, or the opportunities you've had. This practice helps to create a positive mindset that supports confidence, reminding you of the many reasons you have to feel capable and secure. Gratitude also fosters a sense of appreciation for your own journey, reinforcing the belief that you have the resources and support you need to succeed. Gratitude also plays a role in maintaining perspective, which is crucial for confidence. When you take the time to acknowledge the positive aspects of your life, you build a reservoir of positive emotions and thoughts that can counterbalance moments of doubt or insecurity. This practice helps you to maintain a more balanced view of yourself and your circumstances, making it easier to approach challenges with confidence. Another key Stoic principle for building confidence is the importance of aligning your actions with your values. The Stoics taught that true confidence comes from living in accordance with your highest principles, acting with integrity, honesty, and courage, even when it's difficult. When you align your actions with your values, you create a sense of inner harmony and self-respect that forms the foundation of unshakable confidence. To live in alignment with your values, the Stoics encourage regularly reflecting on your principles and making choices that are consistent with them. This might involve making difficult decisions, standing up for what you believe in, or taking actions that align with your long-term goals rather than short-term gratification. By living in alignment with your values, you build a sense of self-trust and confidence, knowing that you are acting in a way that is true to yourself. Living according to your values also means being willing to take risks and face discomfort when necessary. The Stoics believed that courage, one of the cardinal virtues, was essential for confidence. Courage involves the willingness to take action in the face of fear or uncertainty, knowing that you are acting in accordance with your values. This alignment between your actions and your values creates a deep, unshakable confidence that is not easily swayed by external circumstances. Finally, the Stoics teach the importance of embracing imperfection as part of the human experience. Confidence is not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It is about accepting your imperfections and learning from them. The Stoics believed that by embracing imperfection, you free yourself from the pressure to be flawless and open yourself to growth and improvement. To embrace imperfection, the Stoics encourage adopting a mindset of continuous learning and growth. Rather than fearing mistakes, see them as opportunities to learn and improve. By accepting that you are a work in progress, you build confidence in your ability to grow and evolve, regardless of where you start. This mindset fosters resilience and self-compassion, allowing you to maintain confidence even in the face of challenges. Embracing imperfection also involves recognizing that everyone is on their own unique journey, and comparisons to others are not only unhelpful but also unnecessary. The Stoics believed that each person has their own path to walk, with their own challenges and lessons to learn. By focusing on your own growth and progress rather than comparing yourself to others, you build a more authentic and resilient confidence. The Stoics offer powerful lessons for building unshakable confidence, lessons that are rooted in self-knowledge, resilience, persistence, self-compassion, and the alignment of your actions with your values. By applying these teachings, you can develop a deep, enduring confidence that is not dependent on external validation or fleeting circumstances. Instead, it is a confidence that comes from within, grounded in a clear understanding of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. As you continue to integrate these Stoic lessons into your life, you will find that your confidence grows stronger and more resilient, allowing you to face life's challenges with greater assurance and peace. The Stoics remind us that confidence is not a fixed trait, but a skill that can be cultivated and strengthened through intentional practice. By committing to this journey, you empower yourself to live a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment, guided by the steady light of unshakable confidence. This journey of building confidence is one of self-discovery and self-mastery. It involves not only understanding your strengths and values, but also embracing your imperfections and committing to continuous growth. The Stoics provide a roadmap for this journey, offering timeless wisdom that helps you navigate the complexities of life with a calm, steady assurance. By following this path, you build a confidence that is not only resilient in the face of challenges, but also deeply rooted in your true self, enabling you to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. As you cultivate unshakable confidence, grounded in self-knowledge and aligned with your values, another critical challenge often emerges: procrastination. Despite knowing your capabilities and the importance of your goals, there can be moments when you find yourself hesitating, delaying, or avoiding the very actions that would move you forward. It's a paradox of human behavior. The more we value something, the more we sometimes put off doing it. This procrastination can erode the confidence you've built, leaving you feeling stuck and frustrated, even when you know you have the potential to achieve greatness. But what if you could reverse this pattern? What if, instead of hesitating, you could learn to act decisively, to seize the moment with the same confidence you've been cultivating? Procrastination isn't just about time management. It's a deeper issue tied to fear, doubt, and the stories we tell ourselves about what we can and cannot do. And once again, the Stoics offer powerful, practical wisdom to help you break free from the grip of procrastination and cultivate a proactive mindset. Imagine the freedom that comes from acting immediately on your intentions without the burden of delay. Picture yourself approaching each task, no matter how daunting, with the same calm assurance that has become the cornerstone of your confidence. This is the essence of overcoming procrastination through Stoicism, transforming hesitation into action and potential into progress. The Stoics understood that action is the bedrock of a meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, often reminded himself that life is short and that each moment is an opportunity to act in accordance with your values. To waste time is to squander the very essence of life itself. Yet, they also recognized the human tendency to delay, to wait for the right moment, or to be paralyzed by the fear of failure. Their teachings offer a roadmap to move beyond these barriers and into a state of purposeful action. One of the first steps in reversing procrastination is to acknowledge the resistance you feel. The Stoics were masters of self-awareness, always examining their thoughts and emotions to understand the root of their actions or inactions. When you find yourself procrastinating, it's essential to pause and ask, what am I avoiding? What fear or doubt is holding me back? By identifying the underlying cause of your procrastination, you can begin to address it directly rather than letting it control you. Often, procrastination stems from a fear of failure or a belief that you're not ready or capable of completing the task at hand. The Stoics teach us to challenge these fears by focusing on what is within our control, the effort we put into our actions rather than the outcome. By shifting your focus from the fear of failure to the process of doing, you can reduce the pressure that leads to procrastination and allow yourself to begin. Another powerful Stoic method for overcoming procrastination is to break tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps. The Stoics believed in the importance of taking action, no matter how small, as a way to build momentum and overcome inertia. When faced with a large or overwhelming task, it's easy to become paralyzed by the sheer scope of what needs to be done. But by breaking it down into smaller steps, each of which can be completed quickly and easily, you create a pathway to progress that feels achievable. For example, if you're procrastinating on a big project at work, start by identifying the smallest possible action you can take to move forward. Maybe it's writing a single paragraph, making one phone call, or organizing your notes. By taking that first small step, you break the cycle of procrastination and begin to build momentum. The Stoics remind us that action, no matter how small, is the antidote to procrastination. Each step you take reinforces your confidence and commitment, making it easier to take the next one. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of setting clear priorities and focusing on what truly matters. Procrastination often occurs when we're unclear about our goals or when we're overwhelmed by too many competing demands. The Stoics teach us to simplify our lives by identifying our highest priorities and dedicating our energy to those. By focusing on what is most important, you eliminate distractions and create a sense of urgency around your actions. One practical Stoic technique for prioritizing your tasks is the practice of journaling or reflection at the beginning and end of each day. In the morning, you might write down the 3 most important tasks you need to accomplish, and in the evening, you can reflect on what you've achieved and what still needs attention. This practice helps you stay focused on your priorities and ensures that you're making progress on the things that matter most. Another Stoic approach to overcoming procrastination is to cultivate a sense of urgency, rooted in the awareness of the impermanence of life. The Stoics often reflected on the brevity of life and the importance of using each moment wisely. When you're aware that time is limited, it becomes harder to justify procrastination. Instead, you're motivated to take action now, rather than putting things off for an uncertain future. The practice of memento mori, or the remembrance of death, was a common Stoic exercise designed to cultivate this sense of urgency. By regularly reminding yourself that your time is finite, you can create a sense of urgency that propels you into action. This doesn't mean living in fear of death, but rather using the awareness of life's impermanence as a motivator to make the most of each day. When you realize that the only time you truly have is the present, it becomes easier to take immediate action on your goals and priorities. The Stoics also taught the importance of discipline and self-mastery in overcoming procrastination. They believed that true freedom comes from the ability to control your impulses and direct your actions in accordance with your values and goals. Procrastination often arises from a lack of discipline, a tendency to give in to distractions, comfort, or laziness instead of taking the necessary actions. By cultivating discipline, you strengthen your ability to take immediate action, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. To build discipline, the Stoics recommend starting with small, consistent habits that reinforce your commitment to action. For example, you might set a daily goal to work on a particular task for a set amount of time, no matter what. This could be as simple as dedicating 15 minutes each morning to a project you've been avoiding. By making this a non-negotiable part of your routine, you train yourself to take action consistently, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Discipline also involves setting boundaries with yourself and others to protect your time and focus. The Stoics believed in the importance of guarding your attention and energy, ensuring that you're using them wisely and in alignment with your goals. This might mean saying no to distractions, limiting time spent on unproductive activities, or creating a structured environment that supports your ability to take action. Another Stoic method for reversing procrastination is to practice detachment from the outcome of your actions. The Stoics taught that while we should strive to do our best in everything we undertake, we should also accept that we cannot control the outcome. This detachment from the results allows you to focus on the process of taking action rather than being paralyzed by the fear of failure or the desire for perfection. When you detach from the outcome, you free yourself to take action without the burden of expectations. You can approach each task with a sense of curiosity and experimentation rather than pressure and anxiety. This mindset reduces the tendency to procrastinate out of fear of making mistakes or not being perfect. Instead, you focus on doing your best and learning from the experience, knowing that each action contributes to your growth and progress. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of living in the present moment as a way to overcome procrastination. Procrastination often arises when we're preoccupied with thoughts about the past or future, regrets, what-ifs, or fears about what might happen. By bringing your attention back to the present moment, you can break free from these distractions and focus on the task at hand. Mindfulness, or the practice of being fully present in the moment, is a powerful tool for overcoming procrastination. The Stoics believed that by focusing on the present, you can eliminate the mental chatter that fuels procrastination and create a sense of flow in your actions. This doesn't mean ignoring the past or future, but rather not allowing them to interfere with your ability to take action now. One practical way to cultivate mindfulness in your daily life is to create a ritual or routine that grounds you in the present moment. This might involve taking a few deep breaths before starting a task, setting a timer to focus on a single activity for a set period, or using a mindfulness app to guide you through a brief meditation. By incorporating these practices into your routine, you train yourself to stay present and engaged, reducing the tendency to procrastinate. Another Stoic technique for taking immediate action is to cultivate a mindset of starting small. The Stoics understood that the fear of starting can be one of the biggest barriers to action. When a task feels overwhelming, it's easy to procrastinate because you don't know where to begin. The solution is to break the task down into the smallest possible step and begin there. Starting small helps to reduce the psychological barriers to action. It makes the task feel more manageable and less intimidating, allowing you to build momentum gradually. The Stoics believed that action begets action. Once you take the first step, the next one becomes easier. By focusing on small, manageable steps, you create a pathway to progress that feels achievable, even when the task as a whole seems daunting. The Stoics also teach the importance of accountability in overcoming procrastination. They believed in the value of community and mutual support in pursuing one's goals. By sharing your intentions with others and seeking their support, you create a sense of accountability that can help you stay on track and take immediate action. This accountability can take many forms, from a formal accountability partner or group to simply telling a friend or colleague about your goals. By making a commitment to someone else, you create an external motivator that reinforces your internal drive to take action. The knowledge that someone else is counting on you or expecting progress can be a powerful antidote to procrastination. In addition to external accountability, the Stoics also emphasize the importance of self-accountability. This involves setting clear goals and regularly checking in with yourself to assess your progress. The practice of self-reflection, which is central to Stoic philosophy, plays a key role here. By regularly reviewing your actions and evaluating how well you're living in alignment with your values and goals, you strengthen your commitment to taking immediate action and reduce the tendency to procrastinate. Another Stoic method for overcoming procrastination is the practice of visualization. The Stoics believed in the power of the mind to shape reality and emphasized the importance of mental rehearsal in preparing for action. Visualization involves mentally picturing yourself taking action and achieving your goals, creating a positive, motivating image that helps to propel you forward. When you visualize yourself successfully completing a task, you engage your mind in a way that makes the task feel more real and achievable. This mental rehearsal reduces the anxiety associated with starting and helps to build confidence in your ability to succeed. Visualization can be particularly effective when combined with the Stoic practice of negative visualization, where you also consider the potential obstacles and challenges you might face. By preparing for these challenges in advance, you reduce their power to derail you when they arise. The Stoics also taught the importance of embracing discomfort as a way to overcome procrastination. They believed that true growth and progress often come from stepping outside of your comfort zone and facing challenges head-on. Procrastination is often a way of avoiding discomfort, whether it's the discomfort of a difficult task, the fear of failure, or the uncertainty of not knowing what to do. By embracing discomfort, you train yourself to take action even when it's uncomfortable or challenging. The Stoics encouraged regularly practicing voluntary discomfort, intentionally putting yourself in situations that are difficult or uncomfortable as a way to build resilience and mental toughness. This might involve doing something that scares you, taking on a challenging project, or simply pushing yourself to take action when you don't feel like it. By practicing voluntary discomfort, you build confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way, reducing the power of procrastination. Finally, the Stoics teach the importance of persistence and perseverance in overcoming procrastination. They believed that success is not about never facing challenges or setbacks, but about continuing to take action despite them. Procrastination often arises when you encounter obstacles or difficulties, leading to a sense of defeat or hopelessness. The Stoics remind us that persistence is key to overcoming these challenges and achieving your goals. To cultivate persistence, the Stoics encourage maintaining a long-term perspective on your goals and focusing on the process rather than the outcome. By committing to the journey of continuous action and improvement, you build a deep sense of resilience and determination that allows you to keep moving forward, even when the going gets tough. This persistence is the antidote to procrastination, ensuring that you stay on track and continue to make progress, no matter what challenges you face. In conclusion, by applying these 13 Stoic methods for reversing procrastination and taking immediate action, you can cultivate a proactive mindset that propels you toward your goals. The Stoics offer timeless wisdom that helps you overcome the barriers to action, whether they're rooted in fear, doubt, or uncertainty. By embracing these teachings, you empower yourself to take control of your life, to act with purpose and determination, and to move forward with confidence and clarity. As you continue to integrate these Stoic methods into your daily life, you'll find that procrastination becomes less of an obstacle and more of a challenge to be overcome. Each time you take action, no matter how small, you build momentum and confidence, reinforcing your commitment to your goals and values. The Stoics remind us that action is the foundation of a meaningful life, and by taking immediate action, you create a life that is rich in purpose, fulfillment, and growth. This journey of overcoming procrastination is one of self-mastery and self-empowerment. It involves not only learning to act, but also understanding the deeper motivations and fears that drive procrastination. By applying the Stoic principles of self-awareness, discipline, and resilience, you create a mindset that is focused on action and progress, allowing you to achieve your goals and live in alignment with your highest values. As you journey through the teachings of Stoicism and begin to apply these principles in your daily life, you start to uncover a powerful truth: that the life you want to live is within your reach, and the tools to shape it are already in your hands. Stoicism offers not just a philosophy, but a practical guide to living a life of purpose, resilience, and fulfillment. By embracing these teachings, you learn to navigate life's challenges with calm assurance, to transform your fears into strength, and to take decisive action toward your goals. This journey isn't about achieving perfection, it's about progress. It's about taking each day as it comes, using the wisdom of the Stoics to guide your thoughts, actions, and reactions. As you build unshakable confidence, overcome procrastination, and master your emotions, you're not just improving your life, you're becoming the person you were always meant to be. The power of Stoicism lies in its simplicity and depth. It doesn't require grand gestures or radical changes. It's about small, consistent actions that align with your values. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that each step forward brings you closer to the life you envision. Whether it's through practicing gratitude, cultivating resilience, or taking immediate action, You're creating a foundation for a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. But this journey doesn't end here. It's a lifelong practice, one that deepens and evolves as you continue to grow. The lessons you've learned are tools you can return to again and again, especially in times of uncertainty or doubt. They remind you that you are in control, that your life is shaped by your actions, and that you have the strength to face whatever comes your way. As you continue to apply these teachings, remember that you're not alone. There's a community of like-minded individuals who are on the same journey, striving to live with purpose and clarity. Your experiences, insights, and challenges are all part of this shared journey, and your voice matters. So, I invite you to join the conversation. Share your thoughts, your struggles, and your successes in the comments below. What resonated with you? What challenges are you facing as you apply these Stoic principles? Your insights could be the spark that inspires someone else on their journey. And if you found value in this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be the first to receive new content that continues to explore the depths of Stoic wisdom and other life-transforming ideas. Together, we can continue to learn, grow, and support each other as we navigate the path to a more fulfilling life. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Remember, the power to change your life is in your hands, and with the wisdom of the Stoics as your guide, there's nothing you can't achieve. Stay resilient, stay purposeful, and keep moving forward. Your best life is waiting.